Coming in aggressive this morning. It is
Top of the morning.
Tuesday, December 28th.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Top of the morning.
Top of the morning. Top of the morning. Good morning, world. It is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.kidd, back in the building. How you feeling today, my boy?
Man, it's a beautiful morning.
Man, on the better side of things than yesterday turned out for you. Glad to have you back in here, man. We
Beautiful morning.
appreciate James being able to step in yesterday in that pinch, man. But it's nothing like having my brother back in the building.
Appreciate it.
Man,
Appreciate
we got a lot to get to today, man. We got Bulls talk early. The Bulls came out last night and absolutely proved who they are now. Granted, versus a Hawks team that is very shorthanded. But we want to get into that as well. The changes with health and safety protocols, how that's going to affect the NBA. We also going to talk a little bit of NFL playoffs today, man. Breaking down what we're going to see moving forward. And also, you know what? We got to get into a little bit of what we saw last night on Monday Night, dog, because the Saints are going through it. And is that a sign that Sean Payton's end might be coming in New Orleans? Is he going to want to move on and go find that next project that he wants to develop? Or does he just try and ride it out there, find the quarterback there? Because, boy, he had some man, when you lose Taysom Hill, and you start struggling even worse, it's like, man, this guy's really going through it out here. But we got all that and more, man. Cornelius already coming through with the top of the morning. Pat and P.kidd, shout out to you, man. We appreciate that love. Let's get into this show, man. First things first.
Man, first things first, I just want to say this. I want to congratulate everyone who's tuned in with us, but most importantly, I want to congratulate me. I have a Snoop Dogg moment. Congratulate me. You want to know why? Because I got up this morning to do this with you all, with my brother Pat. But most importantly, he knew it was coming. Your boy's a Super Bowl champ right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Just want to get that out the way early.
Now you did a my favorite part is he says, man, I became Super Bowl champion by doing everything y'all told me not to do.
Everything. They said draft your running backs first. Here I am with my QB. Sweating the whole season.
I was gonna say, QB that had you mad every other week.
Hey man, listen. Patrick Mahomes had the best first 6 weeks. I'm like, yeah, this is the reason I picked them. Patty Melt making it happen. Then all of a sudden, boom, 8 points, 6 points, 8 points. I was like, hey, this is not it, Patty. This is not it. This is not it. But no, I just want to get that out the way early. I'm gonna be bragging about that to the next season. I'm really bragging because this is my first time playing fantasy with you all. Second time playing fantasy in life. So at this point, champion already, baby. Anyway, everything got touch turns to go. Hey, listen, I just piss excellence. Anyway,
you can't hurt me, dog. You know what I'm saying? You can't hurt me. I was 1-6 at one point, and I made it all the way to the doggone conference final. That's all I needed.
Guess what? Gotta throw some shade at you. Losers always have to find the consolation prize. I got you. Listen. Like I said, I just piss excellence. It's okay.
I gotta clap it up for my boys. You know what I'm saying? I gotta clap it up for my boys. They found a way to fight back. Now I had to cut a lot of them boys, but
cutting a lot of them.
They will not be on the team next year.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. DK Metcalf let me down. I don't even know where that guy went. Somebody help him, please, because I ain't got it. But speaking about that, since we get into some NFL news, my man Pat looking a little retired right there. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm here. I got you. Go ahead, relax.
Can't wipe my eye.
Can't wipe your eye, baby. It's game time. It's game time. We're gonna go into the Bulls first. Gonna go to the Bulls first. It's Red Nation. You got the red on.
Since we're going with a little NFL action, we're gonna go to the Bulls first. What?
Absolutely. You wanna know why? Bulls, Bears is both animals. Switch over, right?
Hey, you been hanging out with Michael Irvin again?
Hey, listen. Anyway, I want to go into the Bulls first.
And Bears is both animals.
They both animals.
What you just said.
They're both animals. Don't worry about it.
That took me a second to get there.
Came in spicy. Don't worry about it. I got you. Like I said, got this. Man. Super Bowl champion. Anyway, Red, stand up. Bulls. Hey, where's all the trade Vooch talk now? I just want to hear all that because Vooch called glass at the end of that game.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what. He did not call glass.
Hey, listen. Did it go in?
It definitely went in, but I tell you
He
this,
called glass.
you gotta hit who was that? Was that Boban that did that? I think I did not call glass.
Hey, hey,
Again, hey, big shot, big playmaker. Still gonna
Boban
have
sold himself short if he said that. Because guess what? You always say you call glass.
hey,
You
listen.
always say that.
Listen, that was one of them. That was one of them. Zach holding the ball till it's 2 on the shot clock, and then throwing the pass. It's like you son of a.
Hey, thought you was gonna get a turnover, didn't you?
You know what I'm saying?
Look at you. Hey,
But
but no, I gotta dig into it. I know you gave the live call, did a great job doing that.
yeah,
I was definitely doing the family thing, so I couldn't really, my daughters have been really big on making a YouTube channel, so we did that. We did that whole thing. You're gonna see that later. Anyway, but looking at this Bulls game, Vooch 24.17 rebounds, giving us a big double-double. I keep hearing everybody talk about the trade Vooch. Vooch don't fit this, that, and the other. Hey, listen, I know it's a labor Atlantic Hawks team, but 24 and 17 ain't nothing to sneeze at. And to fit in with DeMar dropping 30. Listen, you got to look. DeMar dropped 35, Zach dropped 30, and he still got 24 and 17. Can't tell me this.
24 and 17 versus Clint Capella. Let's not act like it was free smoke down there. Clint Capella. Now, granted, Clint Capella is the new. Is that high praise? That might not be. That might be a little high praise. I was gonna say he's the new Tristan Thompson, kind of the guy that's gonna come out and give you 10 to 12 points.
You made it seem like you was going to talk about somebody who actually mattered.
Well, as a rebounder, I'm saying Tristan could come out and give you 20 any night. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know
The
if
best thing about Tristan is the simple fact that he keeps stringing along a Kardashian and getting away with it.
it's a wild boy, but no, man, it's a wild boy. You gotta relax. No, but
Hey,
he to me like Clint Capella is not he's not a schmo down there to see. And at one point he literally this is why numbers don't tell the story. Well, I guess they do if you look at all of them. But if you look at the overall, you see I believe Clint Capella with 10 and 13 yesterday.
no, 8.16 rebounds, baby. Get it.
8.16 rebounds. He had 13 in the first half. So that means in the second half, Vooch absolutely came out and dominated. In the second half, Vooch absolutely came out and got busy on the boards because Vooch,
Facts.
the first half with 11 boards, he finishes the game with 7, and he's also doing a lot. And here's the thing that Muzz wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? Vooch ain't no Joe Schmo out here on the defensive end. I thought Vooch was just like another Pau Gasol. You know, I'm tall, I can get some blocks. Vooch out here showing off some footwork. Now, please don't put him on a point guard ever again. That was a scary moment for all of us in the building. But because that boy got mixed. But when you that boy got mixed. What game was that, dog? Where they oh, that was versus the Raptors. Fred VanVleet had him going the wrong direction. But the thing to me, you know, that I had to look at coming into last night, when you see your big three clicking like this and Zoe's not there, you have to talk about the legitimacy of the Bulls as a title contender, not in the future, this season. We
Absolutely.
we have to talk about the legitimacy because it's something now that in the NBA, this is new.
Mm-hmm.
This is within the last, what do we say? Maybe honestly, the last couple of years. Has there ever been before Phoenix a team of guys that without a LeBron James, I guess I should say, that you just added a couple of pieces and all of a sudden they went from worst in the NBA to title contenders? I think Phoenix is one of the first teams we've seen do that, but we really haven't seen a worse than what was Boston the year before they got KG and Ray. Maybe there.
I was going to say, before you added a couple pieces.
You know what I'm saying? Like legit, what the Bulls did was they were still bad with Vooch last year. We're really talking about adding Lonzo, AC, and DeMar, which is a lot in basketball.
Nah,
as I speak it up, it's like, well, I guess if you had 3 players of that caliber,
you
that's actually a lot in basketball. You only need 5 to win.
yeah,
But
you added Vooch, who came in toward the end of that season. Really only played like 20 games if I'm mistaken, and then he
No,
played 20 games.
Vooch came before the All-Star break,
Yeah,
right?
but he came before the All-Star break, but then he came and then Zach was out for
Yeah,
about 10
yeah. They
games.
never played
So
together,
you
really.
never had the team together. And so when you really think about it, in the last year, we added Lonzo, AC,
Yeah,
Vooch, DeMar, and then you can sprinkle in Io. Io wasn't there.
yeah,
So realistically, the team has been completely retooled around one person, and that's just Zach. And at the end of the day,
yeah.
who cares? At the end of the day, we win it. And so at the end, they account for 89 points last night, right? And
No, for
so
sure.
89 points between the three of them, 89 points.
You put up
And
130 on the Hawks' head. My God.
And I know that they came back, some people coming back from health and safety protocols and stuff like that. But for the most part, their guys were out there. Their guys were there, minus maybe two. I
Hey,
mean,
now,
Trey was out there.
the Hawks going through it, my boy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now there's some dudes that we absolutely do not care about, but
I mean, like who?
uh, Kevin Herter not out there, Lou Will not out there,
Lou Will don't
Johnny
get much
Collins
to.
not out there,
Collins
Danilo,
is a big one.
Danilo Gallinari not out there,
Ah,
DeAndre Hunter, who's proven to be a nice piece for them. He's out with the wrist though. That's not COVID related.
you want to know Gallo don't mean anything to me
Because he
because the
couldn't block
best
Ben
player.
Simmons from behind. He did scare him though. He did
the,
scare him.
the
It's
one
just,
thing
hey, listen, Ben Simmons must just be scared of Italians though.
I guess. I guess it's the high carb diet they have. I don't know.
We Philly too, dog. It's bad.
Hey man, you got to
Hey,
get it together, buddy. Got to get it together, baby. Got to get it together.
listen. You see, I'm out here clean shaven in a mug out here, boy. I was like, ooh, oh God, I've been eating pasta.
um, True, we didn't have Caruso and stuff like that, so we were labor. So I think it was an even matchup. Just giving some credit to our opponent. As you know, this is now the national show. It's not just all speaking about the Bulls.
Yeah,
I've been a Cam Reddish fan since he came into the league. If you go back and you look, even Ant-Man will tell you. I think Ant got drafted the year after Cam came into, or maybe 2 years after, I believe.
couple years, I think. I think Cam been,
Couple years.
yeah,
There's clips of of Ant-Man talking about how Cam was just different. It's like a whole draft class, two whole draft class of rookies would tell you that Cam Reddish got it. He's that dude. And so for him to get the opportunity he's getting is because Gallo's not there, because all this. So to me, the Hawks were as finely tuned as they would be because Cam put up 33 points. And Cam has actually been on a tear, making good use of his minutes. Love to see the young player get his just due,
yeah.
and love to see him coexisting with Trae Young.
Hey,
Atlanta got a squad. If you really look at it, Bogdan just came back from injury,
yeah.
played 41 minutes. He's been out for a
Bogdan
minute.
gets busy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Bog gets us. Hey,
Bogdan had a third quarter on us, man. He came out and he really kept the Bulls did an excellent job, even without two of their best defenders, of figuring out what to do with Trae Young. Because we know what Trae is. I'm gonna make a little crossover. I'm gonna get through. Capella cut. I'm throwing you the oop.
mm-hmm.
They adjusted that. Bulls were like, hey, look, Vooch, drop back anytime. Don't switch it. Just drop back. Hands up, watch out for the oop. He almost got done up on one of them. Y'all be putting Vooch in positions that he need to jump, and y'all know dang well
Oh,
he
he almost
can't
got
jump over
LeBron.
the North Chicago phone book.
He
Stop
got
playing.
he got LeBron.
He ain't get LeBron. He didn't. No, bro, that was my
Hey,
God. We didn't even talk about that yesterday.
hey, Claxton put that on his head. I don't care what nobody say. He Dwight Howard that man.
Hey, hey, listen,
They say it was a layup. He threw that in there. He definitely threw
no.
that down. He flushed that man. I don't care what nobody
Grimes
say.
fans, y'all gotta hold that one, dog. Hey,
Hold
look,
that L twice.
I maybe it's excellent marketing. But I will say, as Jordan fans can talk, I don't remember seeing Jordan ever get done up like that. The best one y'all got is John Starks, and hey, listen, John Starks got him. That's the one. That's the one weak thing I've ever seen Michael Jordan do in his whole career. Now it was a power move to do it, but you gonna take yourself off the card.
I
That's what
believe Rain Man got one on him.
Rain Man got Mike.
Rain Man
Like
got
a
no, no,
good
no,
one?
no, no, no. Check this out. Check this out. I gotta find a clip. Rain Man ain't got Mike. Rain Man got half the Bulls. Rain Man came through and dunked
Oh,
on
you
half the
know who
Bulls.
got him? I don't know if it count. It's kind of like that one though. Kobe got one
Oh, he got one on Mike and
on
Scotty.
Mike and Scotty, but it's definitely more on Scotty. Scotty taking a lot of that to the face.
That's actually one of my favorite photos. I got it. I'm gonna get it framed
We
because
gotta
it's
get canvases up, man. I realize what I want to do to the walls, man. I want to have some canvases up back here. You got the perfect walls to do it too.
dog. My this I got
You need
stuff
to have
coming.
just you need
I
to
got
have
stuff
like
coming
the
for the
old
whole
school
back
Mike
thing.
poster with the arms out on the black wall, and then you need to have the Mamba poster on the white wall, and then paint the white wall purple, and then put the Batman logo over Jordan's face, and then
I'm
you
building some shelving right here. You can't really see it, but all of this is
hold on,
that's why
hold on,
all this
hold on,
stuff has
hold
been
on,
made.
hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not gonna let you do that. You're buying some shelving.
No, I'm building.
You building it. You
I
getting the
got
wood.
to because the ones that the ones you buy won't fit.
You getting the wood saw out, my boy.
Hey, dog, I gotta put some work in.
You getting the wood saw out, my boy.
Hey, listen.
Paris, who you paying to do this for you, dog? I know you.
No, I'm doing it myself.
I gotta see this. You let me know when that's
It's
gonna
gonna
happen.
be cool. Hey,
You
it's gonna
let me
be
know when that's gonna
now
happen.
hanging TVs. You know I ain't doing that.
Listen, we'll call AD. Mr. Two Letters is the TV hanging man. Hey, listen, he definitely coming through over here because we getting the alien and them. The wife don't know yet though. But no, talking about Cam Reddish. I will say, and last night when I was telling Muggs, I was like, everybody, it looked great. Here's the thing. This is his best game in the NBA.
Cool.
Cam Reddish's.
No, it ain't. He just dropped 34 like 4 games ago.
Okay, it's his second best. Because he had 33 last night, right?
33 last night.
Okay, so it's his second best game in the NBA. We're not seeing that every night, and it's not like he's not getting minutes as well. But I will say the minutes have been very up and down. There are some nights when he's been called on pretty heavy. There's been some nights where he's been almost basically relegated to being a role player. I'm not sure, what was going on, but I see 34 minutes versus the Knicks, 27 minutes versus Philly, where he had a nice game. And then versus Denver, 14 minutes. I don't know if Nate McMillan was taking the Denver Mike Malone approach to things where nobody ever gets a consistent 30 minutes. It's all about who's got the hot hand. But he had 7 points that game. You know what I'm saying? Like 25, 13 points. There and it's all, of course, without seeing the game, without I don't know what his role was in those games. It seems like he's getting a little bit more of a bigger role lately. But even before that, there's games where he's got 7 minutes in there. And so, like, to me, that's
Situation.
is it him getting to finally show his stuff? Is this the guy he is, or did he have a really nice game? And he's had a couple of nice games. He really has. He's had a couple of really nice games within the same week.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is who he is. This is who I believe he will be. I look at his situation much like I looked at Kyle Kuzma's situation early on. I know Kyle gets a lot of hate, a lot of flack, but when you go back and you look at those first 2 seasons, when I made the personal analogy that he was neck and neck with Tatum, the stats kind of showed it.
At that
The
point, he
skills,
was.
he was
Yeah,
right.
at that point, he definitely.
Um, but it's all about opportunity and situations. Guess what? Tatum is in a situation where he gets the tick. There's nobody ahead of him, stuff like that. Kuzma wasn't. So now that development looks different. And
You know
so
what though?
now,
That's my fear too, though. That he might be a little coos. Because if you look at the numbers, very similar in production with how up and down it is. Because Kuz can have a 30-10 game, and then he can absolutely in 35 minutes the next game give you a 8-3.
you know what? Kuz now is in a much better position,
Mm-hmm.
than he ever was. Just because he's not having to fight for 4 minutes. Like he's not battling getting ticked behind LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony playing the same position he plays as a 3-4 year player, right? And so, you know, all the stuff that he gets, all the hate that he gets,
Yeah.
again, it's all situation. Wait till he actually gets into a situation continuously, then we can judge him. I give him 2 years. If in 2 years that we don't see like a leap or evolution of his game, then I recant my statement because I have to give him that. Because Jason Tatum for a while was very up and down too. He was just
How
he was
old
just
is Kuz though?
dependent on.
That was the problem, right? Kuz is he
Kuz is
28 now?
26.
26? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He still got time. Still got plenty of time. I don't know why I thought Kuz was much older than that. I knew he came out. Did he stay longer at college or he went to college? Something happened where he came out and he was like 23 and Jason.
No, I'm not quite sure. I know he definitely was 22 when he premiered.
Yeah.
So um yeah, that's a good. I don't know what his college situation was. I didn't follow college as much. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't follow college a lot because again, that doesn't always translate to the NBA. A lot of big men in college did not come into the league as good big men. It's very hit and miss. And so
You
it's
know what?
very rare.
I would argue the opposite, but they don't live up to the hype they get in college. I'll say that. So like you see like at a college, you can be a good big man and because it's your college, because it's so centralized on you, because you're, especially if you go to the state school, you're held like you're Shaq. But when you get to the NBA, Muzz look at you and be like, "Oh, he's a regular dude." Like I think about Frank Kaminsky, who was, I don't even know where Frank's at now. I know he was in New Orleans for a little while. He's in Charlotte. He might be in Charlotte. But he's a solid big man, nothing crazy. But in college, he was at Wisconsin. He was putting the spin moves on Muggs, nice lay. But at the same time, like you're one of 6-7 footers that you face. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I can be hype about him. Wisconsin is hype about him, but we all know like he gonna be nice when he get here. He's not gonna be nothing crazy, and I think you see that more times than not. Like it goes from like this is my big man to like he's a nice role player. I don't know if
Yeah.
you see a lot of them bust out. Well, I'm sure you do, but I don't know if you see a lot of the ones that get that hype around them bust out as big man. What's the last big man bust we saw? Anthony Bennett?
Nah.
He wasn't
It's
really a
been
big
it's
man.
been
He
a
was
lot sooner
weird.
since then. Yeah. Then it also depends on what you consider a bust. You know.
Anthony Bennett qualifies.
Well, he definitely qualifies. He definitely qualifies.
Yeah.
I will say this, like it was an interesting question in chat. If we was GMs, when you get Cam or RJ, if we were doing the draft today, I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. RJ gets the opportunity that he gets being where he is
Yeah.
and the name around him, but you can't tell me his game is better, right? RJ for a while is just putting up shots and missing at a very, very poor clip. Like he's just he was very inconsistent with that jump shot, and he just had the
Was.
opportunity. He still is
Hey,
very
look, it's better.
inconsistent.
It's better. I'll give him that because I never believed he would get a jump shot in the NBA, but it still ain't great.
Yeah,
But it's
uh,
definitely better.
it's
I'll give him that.
definitely better.
In because they've only been in the league what 2 years.
This
Zion,
is his
yeah,
third season.
he came. Cam, RJ, and Zion all played together. I would say that RJ's an interesting one because we saw him.
Heck, our Cam don't shoot that much better either. Why are we talking? Cam don't shoot better at all.
Well, yeah. You know what, RJ? I don't know, man. All three of them very up and down. Well, Zion not. Zion just not healthy, but I mean, with RJ, like it's literally like 15 on 6 of 11 shooting, 4 on 3 for 10, or 6 on 3 for 10. That map didn't work out. 2 for 12, 9 points, 15 rebounds though. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Like that's a tough one. Would I take RJ or Cam?
It's all situation. You gotta answer a couple of things for me. Like I'm
What
playing
team am I
GM.
taking
Am
him
I
to?
the GM for the Bulls? Am I the GM for the Knicks? Am I the GM for the other Hawks? Because if we're being honest, my answer changes depending on who we picking them for. Like
I would,
Cam Reddish on the Bulls, I think will be good coming
yeah,
off the bench his first couple years
yeah.
with the team we have now. When he first got into the league, I can see him starting, and I can see that absolutely helping out a Zach LaVine. If you ask me, if I would pick RJ, I'm not picking RJ for the Bulls. Why? It just doesn't. Nah, that don't vibe for me for some odd reason. That mentalities don't get it. I think New York is where he need to be. Cool, he in New York.
I would
It's
keep
one of those
everybody right
interesting
where
things.
they at.
Yeah,
Everybody's in the perfect spot for them. RJ's in the perfect spot for him. Now the problem with RJ is fighting for minutes with players that are more consistent than he is.
who's he
And
fighting with minutes for?
fighting for minutes because when they fully healthy, it would be Kevin Herter, and John Collins and Trey and Capella
You
and
mean Cam, right?
Bogdanovich, right?
Not RJ. You said RJ.
No, I said RJ. Hold
You
up,
said
no,
RJ. You mean Cam.
I meant Cam is fighting for minutes. Yeah, I mean Cam. Um,
Cam is in a loaded situation
yeah,
at his position.
yeah,
Because I mean, for you need John Collins next to Clint Capella. Because Clint, you're not getting that output that you think, but you still need that interior defense. You still need that help defense and stuff like
yeah.
that. That's not saying Cam can't do it, but John Collins has absolutely solidified himself as a rebounder, defensive,
Oh,
and
that's an entirely different game last night of John Collins plays
oh yeah,
because you can't just seal off Clint Capella from the oop.
absolutely.
Because hey, look, you seal off Clint Capella from the oop as he's backing in. You got to take John Collins to the face. Pause.
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 Sorry, I let you get away with it.
Sorry, it's early.
Hey, listen, I wasn't gonna say nothing. You said it.
But no, it's that Atlanta Hawks team. Listen, Chicago, don't get it twisted. And I think we'll see a better picture of it because of what the health and safety protocol rule changes have become. Where now it's a 6-day quarantine instead of a 10-day. Um,
Mm.
so I think that we will see. We'll probably see a good chunk of those guys return by the next game. I would think. But the Bulls will also have some pieces back as well. They should be able to get Lonzo Ball back, I believe. I haven't heard an update on Derrick Jones as far as his hamstring. And then I don't know if Caruso's been reassessed. Will be reassessed by then. But
Be
other
a
than that,
weekend. It'd be another week for Caruso. It
probably
says 7 to 10 games. It's only been 3.
we had somebody in the chat that had the same injury, that midfoot strain and or sprain, and he said I guess he was a running back in college. He said it's not a joke. Like, you will not be able to cut and plant and jump, the things you need to do for basketball.
The good thing about it is the team that we have and the schedule that we have coming up. One, we do have some tough games coming up, but we do have some teams that are on some of the decline. One of those teams is not the Nets. And we're going to make a brief segue to that one. You like the professionalism in that one, don't you?
I do.
As we pivot off of the Hawks, because the Nets are still on a tear. And the scary part is Kevin Durant's not on the floor. So not only is Kevin Durant not on the
Scary part
floor,
is nobody's talking about it.
no one's talking about it. Everyone's kind of asleep. But I tell you what, James Harden has gone off for 36 against the Lakers and 39 against the Clippers. Absolutely just dubbing. Hey, listen, he said, we in LA, my town now. 39, 15, and 8 is his stat line from last night.
Hey, listen,
I mean,
if you want to know the Lakers, just in case y'all were wondering, he did have a little bit of a drop off there. 36, 10, 10, 1 steal, 3 blocks. But here's the thing, right? So here's the thing.
hey,
This to
hey,
me brings up, yeah, you know
the
what I'm saying?
beard is back.
No, this to me brings up the bigger question. Does James work if he is not the focal point? because
Yes.
last season we never, because James was hurt, like he never got the opportunity. Like y'all can't tell me in that playoff series James Harden was even close to 40% healthy. James was dragging his leg up and down the court. He was incredible. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, this man just played 38 minutes and he can't move. Like
He definitely limped
I
his way through that.
I applauded him for going out there and just saying, I will try to play decoy to take some pressure off of Kevin. I absolutely applauded him for that, man. By the way, Brian's still doing it, man, in a loss, but my God, Brian, you know what's funny? It's the get Brian some help stuff. And I'm just like,
Brian don't need help.
he got all the help
He
he's
got all
asked.
the help.
There's no help left. He took it all.
Heck, they just signed Darren Collison on a 10-day.
On a 10-day, yeah.
Guess what? DC absolutely was a lockdown defender and a good point guard, which is wild because they already have a point guard. Anyway, so
Hey, can you imagine, Doug? Can you imagine like going through all of this now, just getting the call and just be like, "Hey, man, you still trying to play some basketball every now and then?" Like they calling you like it's pickup, but it's a
that's exactly what they're doing.
$500,000 pick. Hey, man, what you doing next week? Next week? Yeah, you trying to come back to the league? Ah, man, you know I'm retired, man. I'm done with the long term game, man. I can't take the day in it. No. Next week.
The minimum on for to put this into perspective, I know you threw out 500,000. The minimum on a 10-day is 60K. So that means on a 10-day contract, potentially 3 games to hoop, maybe 1 practice, I got paid 60 bands at a minimum. Just to go to show you the type of bread that gets thrown
you
around.
just got some credit card debt you trying to get rid of. Hey man, I'm trying to pay this car off. Oh yeah, what'd you get? I got a little a Honda Civic. Oh, we can get you on a 10-day. Oh, cool.
You got people trying to pay down notes on them Rolls Royces and stuff like that. Hey, listen, bam, there you go. Anyway, it's one of those things where it's like, hey,
they sitting there looking at that like, yeah, I hit a lick this week. What? You hit an NBA lick?
Definitely hit my salary in a week. That's what you just did, huh? Anyway, but no, man, it's one of those things where I said it once and I say it again. The Nets are healthy. That's just KD and James Harden, and they clicking.
Yeah,
those are your champions. Those are your champions. You got Kyrie coming back. And by the way that it's shaping up, Kyrie will be playing. Mark my words, in about a month, Kyrie is going to be playing in the Nets jersey, both home and away games. Mark my words, he will.
Kyrie will be playing versus the Bulls.
Hey, guess what?
The next time we see the Nets, Kyrie will be playing versus the Bulls.
Guess what? Those are your champions. If that works out. I'm see Red Nation. I'm realistic.
Hey, listen, we've said it on this show many a times. I'm with you. What I tell people, I told people last night, I said, remember, because you know, we're hyped, we're excited, and I agree with the statement. As of now, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine are the best duo in the NBA.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen Kyrie and Kevin. We haven't seen Steph and Clay.
And when we did see Kyrie and Kevin, they were putting up the exact same numbers.
Hey, listen, when we did see Kyrie and Kevin, your NBA champion was down 40 in back-to-back games. Like, it wasn't a competition. It wasn't fair. We were upset that Kevin Durant was stealing a ring. Y'all remember that? I wasn't upset. I want to see him get it. But
oh, yeah. He going to get his ring. He going to get his money. Hey, listen. KD going to get his money. I'm sorry. I am a Bulls fan. I'm a LaVine fan. By the way, I'm going to be giving away a LaVine jersey. By the way, I got special stipulations to this, but I'm going to be giving away a LaVine jersey. I'm actually going to allow you all to pick on Twitter which jersey we're going to be giving away. I'm doing that.
you got to make sure it's available though. You know, all them jerseys ain't easy to get no more. We winning now. Now Muzz like, oh, I got to get my jersey collection back up, brother.
Are they available? They definitely available. Now, is your size available? Come on. But the jersey is available.
Hey, what did he say in Gridiron Gang? Ooh, that's a lot of fabric.
It's a lot of fabric. Hey, you might have to get that bad boy tapered. I don't know. um, but walking into it, it just seems like they are clicking on a different level.
No, yeah.
Claxton, who I thought was always going to be a starter for them, is now getting his opportunity. And realistically, James Harden is using him a lot like he used Clint Capella back in his Houston days. And that was a scary sight. Remember, they were one of the best teams in the league with
Yeah.
him dominating the ball and ooping to Clint Capella. And that's how Clint Capella got his name and his money alongside that. So you put them two and you add in two sharpshooters, two playmakers, things of that nature. um, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Now, I'm a little biased. Always gonna be biased. Do I hope that the Bulls pull it out? Yeah. But if we gotta see them play in the playoffs full strength, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm just gonna be drinking on the sideline and shutting the heck up because I have no idea what's gonna happen because I do not know if we can overcome that. And the funny thing is, the mismatch won't even be our guards. It's gonna come down to Vooch because at the end of the day, who the heck is sticking KD?
Nobody in the NBA. And that's why
And we have
like
nobody for him.
that's why I look at a lot of when a lot of the trade rumors or a lot of the news and stuff comes in and people are talking about, oh, who's gonna guard this guy, who's gonna guard this guy. It's like, if the league had a dude that could guard that guy, that's your NBA champion. It's
Only
like,
team that can is still the Bucks.
what are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Listen, Giannis is a great player. Kevin Durant still dropped 40.
On that man's head.
Giannis got him back, but Giannis is an amazing defender. Kevin Durant still gave him bucket. No one can stop. And by the way, you can't stop Giannis either.
That's a crazy thing.
Kevin can't stop Giannis. There's nobody to me that in today's NBA that shuts down a star. You make it tough for him. We watched what was the game where
I don't know. I seen Jimmy Butler lock down a couple stars. If Jimmy Butler put his mind to it, it comes at the expense of his offensive game. But Jimmy
Absolutely.
Butler can definitely shut down some stars.
But we're talking about even that. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about like Jimmy Butler shutting down the stars, what Jimmy Butler did to Brian when he held Brian to 25.
Still
Because Brian was
25.
you could tell Brian was trying to get 50.
Yeah.
And Jimmy didn't let him. He made it hard. Brian took tough shots, bro. That's what shutting somebody down. Like, it's still like, you still look at the stat line and you like, man, he still gave you 30 though. Like, that's what it is. And it does, like you said, it comes at the expense of his offensive game. I don't think you can have.
He gave me 30 on 40 shots though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get you. And like, I don't think you can have that. I don't think we have that two-way player that's dominant on both ends anymore. You know what I'm saying? That guy that's like, I'm gonna shut you down. Oh dang, that fell. I'm gonna shut you down, and I'm gonna go get my buckets on the other end. Oh snap, that's not good.
I don't know if it's no, you're right. You're right. The game is too fast paced.
Yeah,
The game is too fast paced, and then at the same time, I was on the fence about to say Paul George, even despite the fact that he gets gamed on all the time. But Paul George, before those moments, does a great job defending. Like,
yeah.
he's a really good
Hey,
two-way
listen,
player.
in them game shots, he does a great job defending. They just knock him down in his face. I don't know what's going on with PG, that he just got that face that you finna get gamed on.
Kawhi Leonard is
Hey,
definitely
listen,
one healthy.
Kawhi Leonard is nice when healthy, but
Nah, I seen Kawhi Leonard contain LeBron. Not, you can't look at Spurs Kawhi Leonard. Since he's left the Spurs and they've matched up, he's done a really good job. I've seen him contain Giannis. which is
I've seen
amazing to
him
me
contain Giannis. I have seen him contain Giannis.
because Giannis got a good couple inches on him to just
But
go over the top.
but
But
I will say we haven't seen him play against Giannis since Giannis has improved his game. The last couple of years, Giannis has taken leaps and strides in his game.
absolutely.
So we haven't seen Kawhi Leonard play him since he's done that. I think like it's one of those where like every year, you know why I give Giannis the credit I give him, and why I say like Bulls fans are just like we could beat Milwaukee, and I'm like I like the matchup. Giannis different though. You know, I love the matchup. I think Drew Holiday and Lonzo Ball match up really well. I think Zach LaVine can stay in front of Chris Middleton and he can get past Chris Middleton. I think DeMar DeRozan is going to be the biggest problem in that matchup. But let's not let's not forget Giannis shooting now. Well. Well.
You know what? Giannis gets credit for me because in our modern history, we haven't seen a player go from scrub to where he is now. Like Giannis is going to go down as one of the greatest. Like Giannis could retire today. He's in the Hall of Fame and he's one of the greatest they've ever played. Simply because you can literally watch the progression in his career and he's getting those awards. I think he did get most improved player, things of that nature. He went from that to 2-time MVP.
I think the funniest thing ever is it's a very Jimmy Butler like rise. You know what I'm saying? Nobody expected Jimmy to be that. Jimmy was a second round pick out of nowhere. Now Giannis was a little more highly touted. Giannis, they were Atlanta really wanted Giannis. They just didn't want to give up all of the capital that it was going to take to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Zach LaVine has done it as well. There's a couple players that have really taken that meteoric rise to now they're the faces of the NBA. The funniest thing for me,
Nobody took that rise like Giannis though.
the funniest thing for me with Giannis is that we keep seeing these like random clips from like him back in Greece, just like as the ball
Small.
boy, or or like the water boy, or just like getting knocked over by some dude that was just walking through the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's the same dude.
Hey,
He's not that far from that. He was like 15 in that picture. He's only 25.
you know, if we get anything from that, just as fans of sports and everything like that, remember this is their job. We're talking about what they do for a living. That's their career, their passion. 5 years can change your life.
Oh yeah.
5 years of just dedication to your craft can totally change your life. If you really looked at Giannis 6-7 years ago, you would have never thought he'd be the Giannis he is today. But dedication to his craft to get better. Now, you know, I got to throw this jab in there. That goes to show you what the heck happened to Ben Simmons. But you know what I'm saying? This is like I look at sports. Sports has always been like my escape. That and cars and with sports, I always like to see how the best of the best continue to evolve. And Giannis to me is one of the most inspirational stories of just evolution, just how he's taking his game. So hey, as a caveat, we're gonna stop, you know, riding this man's coattails right now because we are still see
Glad you
red.
said coattails.
Because guess what? Oh man, gotta keep it PG.
Coattails. I was like, oh, we turning up this morning.
Because guess what? Guess what? If we see him in the playoffs, I'm absolutely rooting for DeMar or Zach to throw around like a couple dunks on his head with 40 points behind it. So I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Do it. Zach definitely. Zach dunked last night. It's just so aggressive. It's the most aggressive dunk I've seen him do. Like he didn't have to. He just got through, went up.
It didn't look that aggressive. It looked easy.
It was easy, but he was just like, oh, it was just like, my God, like, why'd you dunk so hard? You gonna break your hand? We don't need a Rain Man dunk right here. We just need a regular. We need you to be able to shoot. I thought that thumb ligament was torn or something like that.
I need a proper poster from him. Like I really want to see him just like rise up with the thought. I saw
on Torrey Craig.
I saw it, but it wasn't to me. It didn't do it for me.
Nah, that was a poster. That was a poster.
I want an Ant-Man poster from him, just so people can know, like, hey,
you'll never get. You probably won't get another one of them from Ant-Man. unless he just catch somebody
Dog,
slack.
he just did it. They did it like the other week.
From who? On who?
It was a charge, but he definitely rose up and gave it to
Oh,
somebody.
you talking about that one. You talking about that one. Yeah. No, but you know what? That's one of those where you're probably not gonna see too many more of them from Ant-Man because Muggs don't want to be on the picture. Muggs don't have the defense isn't enough of a mentality where you take pride in challenging that.
Mm.
Like for every poster Patrick Ewing got on, he probably sent away what? Now he on a lot of posters. He probably sent away 4 or 5 shots.
He's on a black leader list.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
for every he on a lot of posters though, but for every poster he's on, I guess 4 or 5 is short. He probably sent away 15, 20, 30 shots. You know what I'm saying? And he took pride in that defense. Jordan took pride in making you feel stupid trying to rise up on him. Draymond Green take pride in now. Draymond a little past his prime. I could see Draymond trying to challenge it, but Draymond a little past his prime. Because my favorite thing was when Dennis Smith rose up. He said, "You'll never get that on me. Don't ever try that again in your life." Yeah, I don't want to see Draymond do that.
Hey, listen,
I don't want to see that.
Dennis Smith got springs. Okay. Hey, listen.
Hey, Cornelius, shout out to you for joining the Breeze Super Fans, man. We appreciate that love, bro.
Hey man, good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
By
Yeah,
the way, if
no.
you guys are interested, man, I don't know if y'all see the join button on there. You know what? Actually, I gotta update that. I don't have that on here. I'll add the join button in the description below. I appreciate y'all for Don Burr coming in here roasting. Dog. He said Pat looked like Fabo from. I'm mad. I'm mad. He broke it down like I don't know hip hop. He said Pat looking like Fabo from rap group D4L, Laffy Taffy. Fam, we know who.
You know what?
Fam,
I just
you think I don't
imagine
know hip hop?
you know what? It just I imagine Bill Nye the Science Guy reading that. I don't know why. It just the way he wrote it, he just broke it down. I
You know
just
what
thought it
I'm
was.
saying? Like he broke it down like it was a formula.
I'm gonna say this, Don. I'm gonna say this. You know what the highlight of you coming through the show is?
The support he actually shows.
The support you actually show.
The
I have to give
support
you
he
that, dog.
actually
You
shows.
show up and you support. But the simple fact that I get to rest that night knowing that there's at least one team worse than
Hey, kid. In every sport.
mine in every sport.
Hey, not by much though in football. But yeah.
Hey, I would say this. Detroit has to be the most depressed city on the planet. You all ain't got a shot. You ain't got a snowball chance in hell
Hey,
at nothing.
hey, listen, kid, you're going a long way with that word city.
Hey, it's
You're
Detroit
going
versus
a long way
everybody.
with that
Hey,
word city.
even your own rappers are getting screwed over by Chicago people because Big Sean ain't got his money yet.
Big Sean still ain't got that money. That's dirty though, Kanye. Pay
That's
that
crazy.
money.
Hey, Kanye gonna sell another shoe and be like, do something about it. Anyway,
My favorite thing about that whole, because y'all know I can't. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love what Drink Champs is, but I cannot stand how Nori interviews because it's like at a certain point he just calling out shots for no reason. Like it was on one with T-Pain, and T-Pain was just like, "That's why me and DJ Khaled really don't fool with each other. You know, we ain't really rocked with each other since."
is this breaking news?
Is this breaking news?
Let's get a shot for that. Let's
Shots,
get a
clap
shot
it
for
up,
that.
clap it up, clap it up. Shots. It was just like, why we clapping for that? Muggs said, he said, Muggs beefing, clap it up. What? But not the one thing I did love about that interview was Sean just like, hey, real talk. Like I know we finna do the show and all that, but how often y'all do this, man? Because this can't be healthy for y'all. Like, is there space in between these interviews? Because I'm seeing a new one like every week. Like it was the only person that ever went on there and was just like, y'all, because y'all be drunk.
All
Like,
the time.
like y'all don't be like a little tipsy. Y'all be drunk. Because by the end of it, Nori be shot.
Hey, nah, Nori be trying to get he's trying to chase the demons away. I don't know what's going on, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know if am I getting old or not, but I just can't drink like I used to. It's not even that I can't. I don't want to.
You know what? I
I
think
don't want
no,
to.
you know what it is, and I'll tell you, I noticed this. about myself. We've all gotten so separated. It's not as fun to get wasted on Zoom with your boys. It's just not. Now, I will say there are ways to make it fun. I found out that you can
As you
do
hit your nose.
uh, invite Michael Irving to the party. If you ever invite Michael Irving to the party, man,
You
let
know,
me tell
coffee
you,
is a horrible thing to go up your nose.
it's a
Good
great
Lord.
time. Hey, listen, hey, you know who knows about that?
Shut
Michael
up.
Irving, and we're back here again. Boom, that's called recall, baby. No, they got like where you can do like actual game nights and stuff on like the streaming, the little Zoom stuff like that. So I
Mhm.
was thinking about doing get all your guys together that actually like Monopoly, do a Monopoly night. I ain't doing poker on there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Virtual poker on there, that get annoying. That would irritate my soul on there. But I would do like Monopoly. I would do like um I don't know. I might play spades on there, although I suck at spades.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My tolerance is just way too high. I
I think that's because we didn't gained weight, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you.
you know what I
I've,
wish
I've
I could.
always had a high tolerance, and then I added 40 pounds.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. I could drink vodka like it's water, which is why you don't never see me drink vodka
You
because
thought this was water?
well, I can drink vodka all day, every day, and it won't be a problem. But tequila, I can feel it a little bit. Scotch, I can feel a little bit. I know my limit. Vodka, it's just like I'm drinking, I'm drinking, I'm drinking. I've drunk a lot. I'm drinking, I'm drinking, drinking, drinking. Up, here we go. And like, nah, I can't do
There's no. I
that.
will say with vodka there is no line. With vodka, it's like you either drink and you're good all day. Like vodka is my like I'm trying to kick it, feel good, and sip throughout the day drink. Like I can drink vodka all day and be good,
Vodka and rum.
depending on how you drink it though. If mugs start wanting to do shots of Tito's, we'll
I'm
get there.
game.
We'll get there quicker.
I'm
But
game.
tequila, it depends on the tequila. Tequila's very smooth for me. The only one that really gets me to that point now is probably the Douce, and that's how my daughter got here. So I haven't even touched that for a while.
Hey man, that sounds like a good thing right there.
It's not a bad thing. It just was an unexpected thing.
Hey, listen. Ciroc for us.
Don Burr, that's a good line. He said, being from Chicago, being a Chicago fan, most fans have to have a high tolerance. That's a good shot. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don Burr must not get drunk ever, though. That's crazy.
Getting back into some sports,
Getting
man.
back into the NBA, I did want to ask you this because there's going to be some moves coming up here. We know there's going to be at a minimum. I think Philly's hoping there's a Ben Simmons move, which at this point is wild. You know what I'm saying? At this point is wild because it's like Ben Simmons is really going to take an L. Like I think he thinks he's coming out ahead in this, but he's really going to take an L because at this point, I believe they're fining him again. He's losing out on money. He's not playing these games. He's not showing up to practice. He's not a part of the team. You can't come back and just be and just start decide I'm going to play because your teammates at this point basically have said. Joel Embiid came out and said, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see some dominoes fall there. Who would you like to see go where as far as the trade moves are being talked about, and who, if anything? I mean, of course, us being from Chicago, do we
No,
need to make a
no,
move?
no,
Seeing what we've seen,
no,
do we need to make a move? Seeing what we've seen from this team, or are we good?
no,
And the reason I say that is because it's not like you didn't add key pieces that absolutely can be solid off of your bench. The only thing we were asking for was, man, who's going to play defense and rebound when Vooch goes out? You had Tony Bradley. He was a nice, solid piece. And then you went out and added Tyler Cook and Alfonso McKinney. By the way, one of those can knock down a three ball.
You know what? When you said, "Do we need to make a move?" The reason I immediately started saying no is because the rumors have been, now mind you, Philly, Ben Simmons may be taking an L, but the biggest L is still going to be the Lakers and the Lakers brass because they put together this team and it has not worked out the way they think, which
Yeah.
is weird because they're still a playoff team.
Yeah.
They're still a playoff team, but the writing is kind of on the wall here, right? So the moves have been much like you see in Chicago, the trade Vooch. Now
Yeah.
it's the trade AD, which I want you all to realize how dumb that sounds. AD absolutely carried that team up into the finals. And you want to say trade AD. Mind you, hey, I don't care because that just means I don't have to worry about the Lakers in the finals. I'm good with that. But we have very revisionist history, and I guess that's the downside of playing for such a storied franchise because
No,
I don't know
but
anybody.
it's what Aman said. Your guys aren't your guys anymore. It's
Yeah,
not
there's no
about
loyalty.
your team versus the world. There's no loyalty to your team. It's, can you get me a ring this year? Can you get me a ring right now? Look, I agree with him. You know, like, to say LeBron ruined the loyalties in the NBA, absolutely. At least for the fan side of things.
I it's one of those things where it's like, what do you really want in a player? Like, what do you really want? Does Chicago need to make a move? No, we don't need to make a move. We don't. Would it be nice to make a move? I think if we did make a move, I can see a Miles Turner just because he would be replacing our he would be filling in that P. Will, Troy Brown Jr. role type there. But
Yeah.
if that's not what he wants, then I don't foresee that happening. But as far as big names is concerned,
Yeah.
listen, I don't want another big name on this team. It's only one ball. It's only one ball. Our big three gave us 89 points last night.
Yeah.
Guess what? Let that ride out.
Without a 3-point shooting point guard.
Let that ride out. Let that ride out. And our point guard wants to be a traditional point guard. Lonzo don't want to go out there and score
I don't know.
40.
I don't know. I can't say a traditional point guard because Lonzo ain't seen a 3-point shot he don't like.
Yeah, but they want him to shoot.
No, they do. They do. I'm not taking it away from him, but you know, when we think traditional, we think more. You can't even say Chris Paul no more, but that we think more of the facilitating kind of player. What I will say,
Don't worry
the
about it.
the ball movement or the numbers for Zoe, I think, will go up because we're seeing people. How many times have we seen it kick to the corner, kick to the corner, kick to the corner, miss shot, kicked up top, missed shot, down low, fumbled ball. Now we're seeing the team kind of getting a rhythm. Now we're seeing the team kind of get in to where you're seeing your big three put up 89 points. And then now you're gonna add Zoe back into that. Now guys are knocking down shots. Now you're gonna see Zoe with 19, with 8 assists coming out of the game, 10 assists coming out of the game, still making things work for him. Like, to me, that's the biggest thing that is gonna make a difference for this team. And it's all about surviving it. They've
Yeah.
survived, they've literally survived. Everybody's had to play by themselves just about, or at least with just one other person. It was Zoe and Vooch for a little while. It was DeMar and Zach. It was Zoe and Zach. It was Zoe and DeMar. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it was Zach, DeMar, and Vooch without Zoe.
Here's the one thing I like to, this is not to be a contrarian because it's not like I'm disagreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah.
What I am trying to bring to the fore is, yeah, he doesn't fit that role now, but because we know he has an IQ and capability, that's where playoff basketball comes in. Mind you, for most people, and this is taking it back to old school, the season hasn't started for our stars.
No.
The season starts when we get into the playoffs. That's a whole new season. And at this point, when we get into that situation where we're playing more half court basketball, stuff like that, now I get to see how Zoe sets up. Now I get Zoe in that element. And to be honest with you, I think we only see that when he plays with the second unit now, because he's not deferring to a DeMar or Zach or things of that nature. It's more along the lines of him really just putting people in the spot. But it's you will never not need a traditional point guard for championship basketball. Drew
Yeah.
Holiday is a traditional point guard who can defend and score. Down the line, if you looked at those games, he played a traditional point guard role and got it done. Chris Paul, as a traditional point guard, can get it done. When he's needed to score, he can.
Yeah.
John Stockton, I like to bring that name up because people take this for granted. He didn't take a whole lot of shots, but when he did shoot, he made a lot of them. He made them threes, right? He also locked you down, steal leader. He also locked you down. He also set his teammates up, assist leader. So at this point, it's like you're always going to need that on a championship team. There's very rarely a team in history that doesn't have a point guard, a traditional point guard.
Yeah.
Like even if you go back to Shaq and Kobe, Derrick Fisher was a traditional point guard.
I would say Kyrie with the Cavs though. Kyrie's a 2. Kyrie just a short 2.
LeBron played traditional point guard
LeBron
at
played
point,
traditional point. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
right? You look at Golden State. It worked out differently. I would say Golden State might be the outlier, but Steph is still a point guard. And when
Steph
they
is a point guard. That's why must kill me. I'll be like, is he greatest point guard ever? Steph's a 2. No, he's not.
and here's the one thing
no, he's not. Stephen Curry brings the ball up the court. He just shoots it before he sets anything up.
When Steph stopped trying to actually set up his teammates the right way, I tell you the one play that sticks out in my mind as to how I knew they were going to lose that game. When he flicked it behind his back to Klay Thompson and it went out of bounds late game, I was like, Steph, what the heck is you doing? No one remembers that play, but it's like 2 minutes left, and he flicks it behind his back. If you don't make a simple play so my man can shoot, like at that was a boneheaded moment. Now, obviously, I'm not going to blame him for the whole thing, but anyway, like that, it's
about to lose in the finals.
Yeah, if you go back and watch that, there's a play.
When you got 4 opportunities and you can't get one, the other team just better. They was up 3-1. They just needed one game. When you got 4 opportunities and you can't get one of them, the other team just better. At that point, because Golden State had who Draymond had got suspended
and Bogut went down.
You know what I'm saying?
Went down.
At that point, the Cavs were better.
Bogut went down.
Yeah.
I forgot what happened to.
I think Klay played through an injury, but I think something happened with his knee or his leg or something, and they didn't know if he was going to be able to go. But
no,
at that
point, I think you're confusing that with the Toronto series.
Could be.
But either way, like it was just one of those things where like they were very evenly matched teams.
Yeah.
And I think people like they look at the 73-9 thing and they just let it go to your head. 73-9 means nothing. It means nothing.
That man said, what's they own? Or they GM? Dang, what's their GM name? He said not their GM, they owner. He said he went to Jordan after because they had broke the 73-9 or 72-10 record. And he was all excited about it. He was like 73-9, pretty nice, huh, Mike? Said Mike told that man, don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring. I said, you gotta chill. I said, you went to the wrong dude. Like,
hey man,
he said, I was so hurt. It was like, what'd you think Mike was gonna say? Like, how did in your head you envision that conversation going?
I don't think people realize how much like Mike was just on a different type of mission. Mike was just on a mission to prove that he was the best. Yeah. And he just had a drive that was like, yeah, I'm not only going to win all of these games, as many as possible, I'm also going to win. It's like Mike was demonic about his way of going about it. That 73-9 team is great, but I still say this: the Spurs had 67 wins. They had 67 wins. That only means that they were 6 games back. Every time we talk about 73-9, I'm expecting the next team to be in the 50s or early, like late 60s. The Spurs had 67 wins. Let it go.
That was the same thing with the Jazz that year, though, right?
The Jazz had about 58 to 59 wins, I think. I could be wrong.
It wasn't a Joe Schmo season. I know that much.
I could be wrong.
What's the Bulls had 72-10, so it was what was that, 1998?
No, that was 96, dog. Oh, I gotta help you. My boy. You either tired or I don't know what's going on. 95, 96. Okay.
Only a couple years. Hey, look, only 600, 700 something days.
Oh, okay. 700 some days, huh?
You know what I'm saying? It's only 700 something days, man.
I got you. I
Bulls.
got you.
Hey, listen, dog. Bulls are 72-10. The Magic were 60-22
That's
in
12
the
game
Western
difference.
Conference.
That's a 12 game difference.
In the Western Conference, I'm assuming that this was the Supersonics at this point. They were 64-18.
Like it's a phenomenal record. It's a
It's a
phenomenal
phenomenal
record.
record, but Mugs were close.
Like, yeah, it's a phenomenal record. It's Mugs were close and they definitely were competitive. And that's why I want people to realize, like, yeah, they went 72-10. The only thing that really caps it off is they won a championship.
Yeah.
73-9 doesn't make you the greatest team ever assembled. It means, hey, for this one you had, but like the Spurs could have won that year and they would have been considered the greatest team ever assembled. Why? 67 wins. I think who did they still have? I know they had Kawhi. I think Duncan had just retired, didn't he?
No, Tim was still there.
Hey, listen,
They still had the full cast.
it's just one of those things where it's just like the narratives behind it. Like, I trust me, I get them, but it's just not as
I mean,
special when you
but this
really
is the
put it
thing,
into
you know
full
what I'm saying?
context.
Hey, look, this is the thing. You're not in the record books if you come up one short. That's all it is. Like, yeah, there's other good teams in the NBA, but you're not, if Steph never hits that 3-pointer that breaks the record, we talk about him as the second greatest shooter of all time. That's
Dog,
what it comes down to. Now, granted, Steph's gonna hit like 2,000 more of them, and probably.
I was about to say, like, Steph would have to get injured and never play another game.
Well,
Never.
no facts, but
I'm just joking with you.
it's one of them. Like the records are the records for a reason. I don't diminish them. I don't diminish them winning 73 games that year. What I do diminish them doing is losing in the NBA Finals. That now, granted, like I said, at that point they were going through some injury. They had lost Bogut, they lost Draymond a game, but they were. You got to win.
I will say this: early adopters always, are the outliers. Steph absolutely led the charge, so I call him an early adopter.
Yeah.
But James Harden right now is still number 5 on the list. He's going to pass. He's going to pass Reggie Miller for most threes made. He's going to pass him this season. Like, this season, he's going to pass Reggie Miller. The game has changed to the point where, the top 3 shooters are going to be
200 more.
Yeah. No, he's within 63s. Like, he's close. Like,
I'll say that, yeah, Steph's gonna blow this record out the water. I'll
like
say
Steph is probably gonna be king as far as that's concerned. But if you look at Trae Young's career, like, Trae Young is coming in playing the same way Steph is playing now.
Yeah.
If he has the same type of longevity in his career, we're gonna be talking about Trae Young along Steph Curry as far as greatest shooters. We're going to be talking about, Damian Lillard if he does this for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, it was on pace for it. The only reason why
Two
injuries, right? Like,
Play
all of that
2 years.
stuff is like going to change our perspective on it. So, like, we're going to see a lot of modern players just because of the change of the game as the 1 through 5. And so now we have to go back. Are they better or are they just taking more threes? They're just taking more threes. That's really the reality of it.
Oh yeah, I said
better.
we probably talk about Reggie very different if he had 2 screens to come off of instead of none.
Facts.
If people believed in the 3-point shot back then.
Facts. But I know we got totally off of the trade thing, so that's
we did. I was about to say, kind of getting back into the trade talks, man. Where do you see some of these pieces breaking down? Where do you see some of these pieces going? Where do you see some of these names ending up? I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm Sam Presti, I'm giving as much as I can to pair up Sabonis and Shea Gilgeous. If I'm the owner down in Memphis, I'm giving up as much as I can to pair up Sabonis and Ja Morant. A point guard with a big of that ilk, you gotta make that happen.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I am, like, Sam should be in absolutely in those trade talks, and I expect him to come out with a big name. I expect him to get Shea some help. I expect that to happen. Somebody's going down there, right? It's gonna
Right.
happen, one of them. But I think the one thing that people don't realize or haven't talked about, like I see Dame going to Philly and how that would look. Dame doesn't. I mean, Philly doesn't need Dame. You know who Philly
Don't
needs?
hurt.
It won't hurt. Don't get me wrong, but
Listen, listen, it don't hurt. Look,
Philly
I
doesn't
don't
need
need
Dame.
Dame either. I'll take him.
You know what Philly needs? Philly needs a Miles Turner or Sabonis. You want to know why? Because guess what always seems to happen on a fairly consistent basis, unfortunately, for our man Joel Embiid.
Get hurt.
He gets hurt.
Yeah.
So I got a big ticket player
Philly needs
who
a point guard.
they need a point guard.
He needs
So
a
I
point
got
guard bad. They need a Lonzo Ball to Philly would have been game changer for them.
I think Karis LeVert and Sabonis going to Philly would change the whole Eastern Conference.
Well, okay, yeah. If you get both of them, yeah.
Well, you got to think about it. You got to make the money work.
Got to make the money work.
And
Probably
Ben Simmons makes more than both of them. And guess what? It gets Ben Simmons the heck up out of here, out of there. And
Can you imagine Ben Simmons trying his best to get out of Philly and they send him to Indiana.
Hey, you wanted your own team, you got it.
Hey,
Still just as cold.
that is a Larry Markkinen power move right there, boy. I'm sick of the Bulls. They don't believe in me here. All right, enjoy.
I can see Philly doing something to get one of those because Elton Brand has always been like Elton Brand has been pretty decent at his job since becoming, a part of that. And then Doc Rivers is also, has experience. They know what the type of pressure they're putting on Joel. They know what they expect from him. So when he goes down, who do they have coming off the bench? They got Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond is a rebound king, but he ain't much else. So you want somebody who can actually pair that up. They don't have a backcourt problem. Like Seth Curry is coming into his own. Tobias Harris may not be what everyone wants him to be, but he's like the Chris Middleton of that team. Like he can give you your 20 and stuff like that. He's more than serviceable.
Yeah,
He can definitely put up some numbers. Like they don't have a point guard problem. But if Joel goes down right now, that team's dead in the water. Dead in the water. So you put another big, you pair another big with him.
Well, right now, anyway.
Yeah, you pair another big with him, and you actually can make that happen. I see them making moves on in that regard, especially if Indiana's selling. I got a big name ticket who's going to give you, I don't see Ben Simmons working in Atlanta because Ben Simmons is what's Ben Simmons is John Collins without a jump shot.
Ben Simmons on a lot of teams has to play point. Like when Muggs talked about, would you go get Ben Simmons here? I was like, yeah. Or I'm sorry, not play point. When Muggs was talking about Ben Simmons here, I was like, yeah. If he want to play the 4,
he has to play the 4. He has
he's
to
not going to be my
rebound.
point guard. But if he want to play the 4, sure.
Which means he
don't got to worry about him taking shots.
He has to develop a post game.
You know what I'm saying? You need to develop a post game. You need to develop. But if you want to play the 4, I'm all for Ben Simmons being the added to the team. But you're not coming here to play point guard. You're not coming here to be an integral part of what this team does. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when I look at the Bulls, I wouldn't add either. Well, I mean, I guess if Billy can
I'm only adding Marvin Bagley just because I need a rebounder who can score. I know we might not like him, but you got to think about it like this. I need somebody whose contract makes sense, and I can make Bagley's contract make sense. I need somebody who can give me some help on the boards with Vooch, and he absolutely does that. I need somebody who's not afraid to take some shots if I needed to, and he does that as well. It's not the big sexy name, but I don't need a big sexy name. I don't need that.
I don't think Marvin Bagley gets out of Sacramento.
Oh, I think he out of there.
I don't think so. I think Sacramento is dumb enough to absolutely hold him to the end of his contract because of what they're asking.
I think Buddy Hield is going to be gone.
Oh, they're going to lose all of their pieces, but I think that because of what they're asking, because of what they're looking for, I doubt that Marvin Bagley will leave Sacramento before his contract is up. Because they want a first round pick back and I wouldn't give it to him.
Mm.
Because I know he don't want to be there. I can get that. Like Marvin Bagley's gonna be available. No matter what he's gonna be available at some point in his career. I can get that.
You know who I would take if I was going for, if I was like, since people, this is just my pie in the sky. Well, not my pie in the sky moment. Because that'd be a big name. But that dude coming off the bench for Houston,
Sengun, the rookie.
Sengun, that rookie, I would pick him up if you're gonna deal.
Marvin
I,
Bagley is 22, yo.
hey, listen, he's 22. He has a lot of game left. He has a lot of time left, right? This is not like we talking like Hassan Whiteside, who had a peak moment and was going like, I believe Marvin Bagley is going to have a decent career the rest of them. But Sengun, if they selling, I'd pick him up. Like I've said this on another live, and I'm glad we're doing this on the morning show. The
Yeah.
NBA is in a very, very interesting state because we absolutely have big names that will shift. Somebody from Boston is leaving. One of them two dudes is on their way out. And it ain't because they're bad. It's because it's just what it ain't worked. And they got to do something different. And they're all young and they got to make some moves. Somebody's going to move. John Wall absolutely is going to be moving somewhere. And depending on where he lands, that is a game changer. That is at least 18 points and 8 assists. That's a game
I don't
changer.
think it's disgruntled in Boston, though. I think it's more so you don't I do like John Wall with Philly. I do like John Wall with Philly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If they can make the numbers work, which
John Wall make a lot of money. John Wall contract. John Wall
why
ain't
can't they make the numbers work? Because Ben Simmons make a lot of money.
Ben Simmons make a lot of money, but I don't know if I don't know what John's contract is on the finishing side.
Hey, Colin, guess what? This is me being the stats guy too.
No, but I think that in Boston you're moving on because you don't think that Tatum and Brown work well together.
So it's a $10 million difference. I say it like that's nothing. Like I got $10 million, but it's a $10 million difference. So guess what?
Between Ben Simmons and John Wall?
Yeah, John Wall making 42 M's right now. Get your money, young man. Get your money.
I told y'all, dog.
John Wall making good money.
You make good money to sit in the crib.
And for some odd reason, oh, by the way, we have to start talking about the Karl-Anthony Towns statement about Russ and Draymond. I don't know if you got all to. Hey, listen, I like what Kat said because I've always felt that way about Russ, and it kind of shows. But anyway, well, one second. John Wall contract. I got to make sure he's making 42 M's. Yeah, that man making $42,000. I mean, $42 million. God dang. How did I get a portion? I just want a tenth. A tenth.
Let me get
Good
4.
Lord.
I don't need 42. Move that decimal over.
Now, oh shoot. Let's put that into perspective. Did you know he makes more in a year than like 50% of small businesses in the United States? I'm not hating, John. I'm really not. I'm just amazed. Get your money. God dang.
That's called getting the bag.
That's called robbing a bank because my man on a
To do
bench right now.
nothing.
hey, listen. Hey, Mayweather was like, who you know can rob the bank like I can? John Wall.
John Wall.
Oh man.
John Wall. That's interesting. I would rock with John Wall in Philly. I would also rock with it. Jaylen Brown movement would change the whole East. But you know what? To me, the part that sucks would be that the East would fall again to being the worst conference.
That's impossible at this point.
I wouldn't trade to anybody in the Eastern Conference.
Where is the Celtics right now? The Celtics won't even make the playoffs right now.
I'm just talking about as far as the teams go. As far as like you're not gonna trade. I wouldn't trade Jaylen Brown in the East. I'd trade him to the West.
Yeah, but you'd be getting like talent. You'd be getting equal talent.
You would hope. Who you gonna trade him to? That's gonna send you back what he's gonna give you.
The Pelicans.
Are you gonna send me Brandon Ingram?
I mean,
So who's also the same dude as Jason Tatum?
hey,
You know what I'm saying? I like you gotta make a trade that's gonna put you in a better position. At least like one of these dudes is a two-way.
I can see Jaylen Brown going to Denver. I can see Jaylen Brown going to Utah.
And who you gonna send me back?
Utah is one name away.
Who you gonna send me back that's healthy?
Listen, dog. Celtics is not in contention for the next couple years. I don't think they kind of concerned about that. I think they doing the numbers on this one, dog.
Hey, I tell you what though, but to me that's a
The
okay.
Lakers signed everybody
Hey,
too.
listen, to me that's a okay. We having a rough year right now. You know, our first year head coach is struggling, and our two stars are still playing very well.
You know what?
I gotta build a better team around these mugs. I gotta find a way to make this work. And you know what the problem is? Marcus Smart's your point guard.
I can see IT going back to the Celtics.
I can't. I think that's a personal thing. He don't rock with how they did him. They did that man dirty. That man led them to a playoff berth, and they were like, "Get him out of here."
They didn't want to pay him that money.
IT
And he wasn't worth the money.
IT with
IT with the
Jason
Chicago Bulls would be great though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, listen, get Kobe White the hell up out of here. Hey,
Kobe had a good night last night.
Hey, 13 points. I saw it, but guess what? I saw Isaiah Thomas, who ain't played a lick of NBA basketball, come off and give me the same type of production. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, and didn't get re-upped.
Looking real Kobe Whitish and didn't get re-upped. I'm guaranteed.
I give Kobe. You know what? Last night was a game where I got to give Kobe credit. Last night was a game where I got to give Kobe credit. I can't come out and kill him because he played awful in the first half. And normally when Kobe White has a bad start, you can write off the rest of the game. It's going to be a day where he's just out there getting active. But Kobe came out in the second half. He was getting cooked by Trey. Kobe came out in that second half.
He cooks everybody.
Yeah, that's what everybody was in there. They were like, Kobe White's a liability on defense. I was like, nobody's standing in front of Trae Young. Like, listen. Kobe had 3 fouls, and then 15 minutes later, Io had 3 fouls. Like, that's what you get there. But he absolutely came out in that second half with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Like, I think it's one of those where he's starting to look at the stat sheet like, man, this rookie really finna take my job. I need to start being better.
Hey. He's not finna take your job. The job is took. All right.
Apparently not, because he ain't getting a start.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I ain't getting a start.
Here's my big bold prediction. So before we go into some NFL talk, because I know we want to transition into that. Isaiah Thomas is gonna sign with the Chicago Bulls by the trade deadline. I see it happening.
Why at this point though?
Bench. We waive Alizé Johnson, which was interesting.
You did that already. Matt Thomas has actually been productive the last couple games.
I absolutely like Isaiah Thomas better than I like Buddy. I don't even know who Buddy is. like, hey, guess what?
He's a shooter. That's it. He's just a shooter. He come out and he shoot threes and he knocked them mugs in. I give him that.
Guess what? I'm a go ride with the dude who's not only can hoop but led the NBA, like the NBA in scoring. I'm gonna have him come off the bench. I'm cool with that.
I don't see where you play him at.
Off the bench.
Who you gonna play him over? You gotta play point guard. You gonna play him over Io?
No, he can play shooting guard off the bench.
You're not gonna play him at the 2. Why would I bring in a 5'11" point guard at the 2?
Because he dropped 28 points a game on the league with ease.
Nah, I'm cool.
And he did it.
The only reason you'd sign him is because it's Zach Boy.
Dog, listen, For one, that's a caveat. For
That's a
two,
caveat. The only reason you sign him is because it's Zach's boy, 100%. Like,
what part of this ain't we getting? He is definitely a little taller than Trae Young, and Trae Young is dropping like 30 points a game. Isaiah Thomas can still do
Trae
that.
Young's playing point guard.
Hey,
Nobody else
listen,
is bringing that ball up besides Trae Young. I'm gonna tell you
Isaiah,
this. Trae Young was on the bench for 5 minutes, and I think I saw Trae Young bring the ball up. Nobody else is touching that ball in Atlanta. I was
dog.
like, I've never seen somebody traditionally bring the ball up even Draymond bring the ball up every now and then. Trae bring that ball up every single play.
So you mean to tell me if Isaiah Thomas is 80% of who he used to be, that doesn't send our bench unit way over the top?
But he's not 80%.
How do you know that? The games he had with the Lakers, he absolutely played well. They just put him in like literally they put him in garbage time.
Look, no. Go look at them numbers.
I did look at the numbers.
You can't. I'm looking at them right now. There's no way you looked at the numbers.
What numbers am I supposed to be looking at?
He played 4 games.
He played 4 games. 2 of them. First game he had 19, right?
First game he had 19. Great game. 5 for 12, 2 rebounds, 21 minutes. Next game he played 32 minutes, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 for 11. Next game he played 25 minutes, 3 points, 1 for 11, 1 rebound, 3 assists. The next game he played 21 minutes, 1 for 5, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. I love IT. I love the story of IT. IT did not play well. There's a reason he did not get re-upped.
Do me a favor.
No.
Look, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Pull up Kobe White's numbers.
Hey, look at it. What y'all don't know is I know Paris, and Paris will say something mad confident. And when there's that moment where he's like, ooh, I thought I was looking at something different. I ain't looked at the numbers since game 2.
I got you coming and going, baby. Don't worry about it. Listen. This is Kobe White's last 4 games. 24 minutes, 5 points, 2 for 7, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Houston had a good game, 24 points, 7 for 15, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 32 minutes.
Yeah.
Indiana, 8 points, 3 of 10, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 33 minutes. Then last night, 25 points. I mean, no. 25 minutes, 13 points, 5-11. And those same sample size, all I'm saying is this. Kobe White ain't playing better.
That's not better?
He ain't played better.
Come on, dog. Even you can't say that.
It's marginally
Come
better.
on, dog.
That's all I'm saying.
Even you can't say that that's worse, dog. Now, you know what? And I'll say this. It's with Kobe White, it's about can he do it consistently? From my bench, you give me 8 points, you give me 24 points, you give me 13. Now, granted, he's starting in these minutes. But if you give me those kind of numbers off of the bench, I'm okay. That's what I want him to be at this point. I'm not looking at where we drafted him.
Like in all actuality, he had one bad game against Phoenix, he was 1 for 11, which is a horrible game. But then outside of that, was it? I mean, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from.
It's bad, dog. Come on, dog.
I mean, it's bad.
Hey, listen, it's bad, dog.
But here's the thing: we're comparing, like, the fact that we're even in the conversation. Like, listen, we're comparing the conversation someone who hasn't been playing NBA basketball versus someone who on occasion gets starter minutes. Definitely got starter minutes the last 2 years.
Coming off shoulder surgery.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that.
Of course you're not, because you don't want him to be here. But
I'm not. Don't worry about it.
If you think coming off a shoulder surgery doesn't impact shooting,
hey, listen, ask Markelle Fultz.
Actually, no, I did mess him up. He had it for a little bit. He had it for a solid 20 games.
I'm gonna say this real quick. This is all fun and games, but I do expect us to go get a big man. I do expect us to find someone who's going to fill that P. Will spot, because that's the only thing we're missing.
I don't know. I could see Billy. I could absolutely see AK riding out the season with what he's got.
He said, "I'm not done."
I could see. I'm not saying I don't see him adding.
Oh, he's gonna add.
But I don't know if he'll go big man. I would go maybe another wing, maybe, or somebody else who, or maybe just another pure scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For what?
because to me, we keep talking about how the Bulls need rebounding help. The Bulls are struggling rebounding wise. The Bulls need Bulls aren't getting out rebounded. Put your hands down.
Bulls are in the same position as Philly's in. What happens when my big man goes down? The
But
Bulls have.
you signed two big men. Now you got one in COVID. But most teams, if you lose your big man, don't have Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan back there to the point where now you just need to get rebounds. Yes, we have a different kind of big man. We have a big man that can go off and give you 24. If we had two of those, yes, I'd be fine with that. But I don't think you're going to find two of those. I don't think a Marvin Bagley deal is going to get worked out because Sacramento's so stupid. I don't think it's that, not that teams wouldn't go get him. I think the Sacramento's just dumb.
Hey,
they didn't draft Luka because his dad and freaking.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna say this. Some beef runs deep.
No, that's too deep.
Some beef runs deep, and I'm cool with beef running deep if you're gonna stick to your guns. If Vladdy stuck to his guns. I hate you. Your son's not playing here. All right, cool. I'm with that. Hey, just like you said, just because
beef
someone
you beef for life.
We beef for life. It don't matter if you here or not. All right, so I'm with it.
Hey, can we stop doing Bowl out there? By the way,
first of all, yeah, I'm ignoring that for a reason.
Bowl is not a good player.
I don't want him.
Hey, listen. Bowl weighs less than our lightest player on the team.
Does he really?
Yes. Bowl is like 100 and he might be 200 pounds.
Is he malnutrition?
No, he's just 7 feet tall and African. His dad was skinny. Manute Bol was skinny as heck. It's just genetics.
I'm just saying. Kevin Durant is 240, so he's skinny.
Yeah, but Kevin Durant, it's genetics. Manute Bol was dumb skinny and then had a son and named his last name his first name.
Like I said, first of all, disrespect.
7'2", 220.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Dog, he weighs less than Luka.
Still not bad. You made it seem like he was like way less than I did. I was like, nah, that's malnutrition. Like, you can't weigh less than me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Height and weight has never been my thing because I looked at Jake Paul and I was like, man, he like 6'3", 240, or not Jake. What's his brother? Logan. Whatever, the bigger one. Like he like 6'3", 240, ain't he?
No, Jake Paul
was like, oh no, he like 6'1", like 185. It's like, oh. Yeah, remember we was doing the that's when we realized we needed to lose weight. We was sitting there talking about like all these actors and stuff that are in great shape. I was like, Jordan bulked up, man. He was like 225 in Creed. But we looked that mug up. That boy was like 176.
It was it was like 175 pure muscle. Like okay.
We was like, nah, dog, we just heavy.
It was a Creed movie. We looked it up quick. We looked up like, yeah, he bulked up for Creed. He had to be 2 something. Nah, he was still under.
Wasn't even close to 2 something.
That's crazy. Like they made him look real big though. Like I think that weight is off though. I think that's the weight he started at. Because ain't no way in the world you bulk up that big, you ain't over 200. I ain't never seen it. Ain't never seen it. Ain't no way, my boy. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way, my boy.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Hey, they said Superman was 215.
Bro,
ain't no way.
No, he wasn't. He was less than that, I thought.
The same dude who played The Witcher is 215.
Fam, I thought
Have you seen Buddy walk around that little whatever fake stage they got him on?
Fam, I thought he was less than that, dog. I was just like,
Buddy walk around like this. You gonna tell me he 215? Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us this morning, man. Make sure that y'all, if you, as y'all saw, Cornelius has joined. He is the newest member of the Breeze family, man, a Breeze super fan. If you guys can hit that join button, if you don't see the join button, refresh your page. I just updated the so that the join link is in the description below. So if you go down to the description below, you'll be able to see the join link there, man. We're gonna have some dope exclusive stuff over there. You also get access to the Windy City Breeze Discord, where you can talk with me, you can talk with P.kidd, you can talk with Mr. Two Letters AD, you can talk with Stefan Nadon. He's over there as well. I forgot his name for a second. No, but we got
Dang, son.
we're going to have exclusive drops over there. There's going to be some exclusive merch that comes out over there. You're going to get some previews to stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're doing big things over here at the Windy City Breeze, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and especially for tuning in here with the Morning Breeze, man, because it be early. It'd be early. There's 43 of y'all in here rocking with us with the morning show, man. We doing this every week, Monday through Friday, man. Let's pay some bills real quick and then get into some NFL, my boy. These days, it can be hard to find the right hire and the right candidate for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. I'm legitimately right now trying to figure out how to get LinkedIn Live on my LinkedIn, because I want to be able to stream the games that I'm live calling over to LinkedIn Live, because I know that these mugs are looking for people to do these play-by-play games and stuff like that. And I'm trying to showcase the talents over there. LinkedIn's a great place for that. And if you got a small business, man, you can go out and hire that guy. So holla at your boy. But creating a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn to reach a network of and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people has never been easier. Focus on candidates with just the right skill and experience, and use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small business rates LinkedIn #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Wendy. That's linkedin.com/Wendy to post your job for free. Terms and conditions may apply.
I'm gonna give y'all some LinkedIn sauce real quick, right? So let's say you out there looking for a gig. Cool. I bet. This is what you do. Hit that little search bar, right? Look at the company you want, put in recruiter, put in hiring manager, something like that. Normally that person pops up, and they'll probably have something on their profile that says we're hiring this, that, and the other, as opposed to trying to sit there and submit your resume online and stuff like that. Do yourself a favor, get your profile up, get your LinkedIn profile up, message that person directly, engage in a conversation, then apply. Y'all ever know somebody like put me on? Put your cell phone by just doing something real simple. It's just networking. That's all it is. We do this all the time. It's just a professional way of doing it, man. Go check it out. Cornelius, jumping back into this, Cornelius says Derrick Carr for the trade. Let's do it, Bears fans. Guess what? That man right there would say no.
You goddamn right, brother. Let
Depending on what our defense looks like, I would say yes. Depends, again, all depends on what you are doing with your team. If you are trying to go for it all right now,
yeah,
Derrick Carr is the person you go with. But if you're not going for
it, we're nowhere near going for it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but if you're not putting all your eggs in that basket and stuff like that, then no, you ride out with your rookie QB, you and stuff like that. You train him up.
Yeah,
I'm with that. But let's not make it seem as if it's never been done, that a team is like, hey, we're betting the farm, we're going for it this year, and they ain't tried to get some veteran people.
LA did it. LA just did it with Matthew Stafford. They got rid of Jared Goff, which is probably the greatest move they could have made at any point. Talk about buns. Detroit versus everybody. Your own quarterback. You need to be versus that dude. But the biggest question now, especially coming into this, can Matthew Stafford lead the Rams to a Super Bowl championship this season. I love Matthew Stafford. I love everything about what he's been able to do out in LA. I've always been like when he was on Detroit, you kind of gotta hate him because it's like, you know, Bears fan, but it was always like that look of like, man, I respect that. Like that dude goes out there every week knowing dang well somebody's gonna bust him in his face. Like Tom
He
Brady
do.
don't go out there every week expecting to get hit.
Tom Brady actually cuss you out if you don't do your job, though. I think it's
You
a
know what I
whole
mean?
different
But hey,
thing.
Matthew Stafford will too, but he might take a swing at you. But and he big enough to do something about it. But
Hey,
the Tom Brady doesn't go out every week expecting to get hit. Aaron Rodgers doesn't go out every week expecting to get hit. Matthew Stafford went out every single week expecting to take some shots
and balled out.
and balled out. And so I always respected him for you know, what he did out in Detroit. I'm glad to see him out of Detroit so that I can actually root for him. What?
Which brings it back to my point, because Aaron Rodgers, the man himself, has said it. That dude is special. When the man himself says that dude is special, and you go out there looking like you about to die every play,
Every week, yeah.
all I'm saying is situations. If you put Matt Stafford in the same situation as Aaron Rodgers for most of his career, I'm pretty sure them numbers look look real
I'll tell
close.
you this. I'll tell you this.
That's a better argument than Derek Carr.
Matt Stafford's a way better argument because I think Matt Stafford is a really good quarterback that was on god awful teams year after year. Like Matt Stafford got the Lions to the playoffs. That's a Super Bowl in itself. Like they are that bad level of a team. Like so I give Matt Stafford. I mean, now the NFC to me is a little more open because Jimmy Garoppolo's dealing with a UCL tear. He's got that fracture in his right thumb. Trey Lance is gonna he took snaps already Monday with the starters. That opens things up for you a little bit. I don't think Trey Lance is ready. I don't think that Kyle Shanahan thinks Trey Lance is ready, which is why he wanted Jimmy G to start there. What do you think as far as the playoffs are going? Can the Rams be led to a Super Bowl by Matthew Stafford, or does it not matter? Because the one thing the Rams defense, like it's like I said last time, you said ever since you said that, that's all I've been thinking about. With how the Rams defense just be like, you can run as much as you want, we'll never give up a pass. That don't really work versus Aaron Rodgers.
Dog, that's
That don't
why
really work versus Aaron Rodgers.
I picked up Madison for them points. Thank shout out to y'all. Because
Hey, that man went off.
hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, Breeze fam, let me tell you what I did. My dumb self. I benched Edmonds because he really wasn't supposed to go off. Now, it wasn't a dumb move. It was a smart move. Why Edmonds go off for 27 points? I'm sitting there sweating. I'm like, yo, this Madison kid better do something, right?
Yeah.
So thank God he did that because the Rams had that little philosophy right there. But here's the thing. I hate the situation that Matthew Stafford's in because it's almost like an all or nothing type situation. And it's his first year with that system. It's his first year. I don't believe that you should expect championship first year. I don't think that's fair for any situation. I mean, Golf was with them for a couple of years though.
I don't think so. I think Goff's first year with McVay, they went to the Super Bowl. Now, granted, that was absolutely a team led by Todd Gurley running the ball in that defense.
I mean, definitely
Like
set up
absolutely,
differently.
no, like it was literally like you could see the difference. It was night and day. It was like Todd Gurley had a great game. Jared Goff looked nice. Todd Gurley had a bad game. Jared Goff can't play football.
McVay is absolutely loving the fact that he got a QB to the point where he's calling pass plays when he should be running it. So, so I mean, it's one of those things where it's like,
man, I'm looking at it right now. That was underthrown. I guess they talking trash about Matthew Stafford right now on ESPN. Hey, I thought they was about to hype him up. I thought that was about to be a big play. It was underthrown woefully and picked off.
Like he got 13 picks for the season, but 4,000 yards. It's like it's one of those things where again, he's gonna get killed in
Yeah.
moments where maybe it's justified, but everyone like Aaron Rodgers is an outlier. Like Aaron Rodgers has like what another season where he has 4 INTs but 30 TDs. Like he's a freak of nature when it comes to that. He's very precise. He's not irresponsible with the football, but he don't win all the
And
time.
when he is irresponsible with the football, it still get there.
Yeah, but he's not. But again, that style of play is good for individual stats. But guess what? He still only got one. He's still only been to one more Super Bowl than Rex Grossman. I mean, like
That,
at the end of the day, like
that's you know what
it's
though
that's
with football.
football though, right? I don't
With
blame him
football,
for it, but it's like
I don't take that stance with football because it's really like with basketball. Like if you got the best player in the world, you will be in the finals. It is a
ho-
foregone. If you have the
hopefully.
best player in the world, there has not been a finals in the last 30 years, 40 years that didn't have the best player in the world in the NBA. Kobe was in it. Duncan, best power forward in the NBA. I guess I shouldn't say the world, but best player at that position, maybe. Duncan was the best power forward in the NBA. LeBron James was the best player in the world. Kobe was at one point the best player in the world as well. Jordan, Steph Curry. What else we got? What we talk about? Finals appearance. Oh, the one time Jordan wasn't in it. Best player in the world was absolutely Hakeem Olajuwon. And he went
No,
and got
I would
two.
say last year the best player in the world wasn't in the finals.
Nah, Giannis was ridiculous.
Giannis
Giannis,
even said it himself. KD's the best player in the
hey,
world.
listen,
like,
hey, listen,
like,
hey, listen.
I
But
get you.
Giannis's finals appearance made a case. Made a case. And he added a jump shot, made a case. I'm not saying he is. I'd still pick KD because KD's something that like y'all. I don't think people understand KD's really something we've never seen. Like we've never seen that. I'm telling y'all, closest thing to KD is Bernard King, only because he was a little bit taller than Michael. But the thing that
I get what you're saying though. It's all
you know what I'm saying?
conjecture. It's
Like
like, yeah, nah.
in basketball, one player makes it. Like you can have the best player in the world, and legitimately, Aaron Rodgers is the best skill wise quarterback in the NFL. Still is,
Still is. I give you that.
but
Only because.
the best skilled player,
Only
almost
because.
never wins. You said
Only
what?
because the best QB in the league ain't playing.
Oh,
I'm still doubling down on that. I don't care what
I'd rock
nobody
with you
say.
on that. I'd rock with you on that. But
Argue with your mama.
I'd rock with you on that. I'm not even a but. Listen, when John Fox called, who was his head coach at the time? I can't even think of it. His head coach in college. He called his head coach in college. He said, "If y'all don't draft him, y'all stupid, because this is the Michael Jordan of the NFL." Now he going through a little bit more than Mike went through. You know, maybe this is Mike with social media, but it's like I look at football completely different because listen, Khalil Mack was absolutely at one point one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Aaron Donald is still the best pass rusher in the NFL. It don't matter. Aaron Donald don't got one.
All right, I gotta have a like 2 minute side note. I have a neighbor. Yeah, I ever saw those like TikTok videos where people be like waking up my neighbors at 4 o'clock in the morning and they start their car and they have
Yeah,
the loudest muffler in the world.
yeah.
I got a neighbor who got a Hellcat who every time he hit that start button, he wakes up that entire block. My heart just jumped because that's because he's parked across the street, but it's so freaking loud. It vibrates everything. I am intentionally going to buy a car with a louder muffler, and I'm going to park it right in front of his crib and just randomly start that thing at 2 o'clock in the
But
morning,
you know
just
what?
because.
He won't.
Anyway,
He won't hear it because he's got the Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Like is that disrespectful to the neighborhood? I've always wondered that because to me, like, I don't mind if you got the loud car.
oh no, I love it. I'm a car guy.
I've never been the guy that minds if you've got the loud car. Because I grew up next to a chop shop, but so I always heard loud cars. But it was
Yes,
what,
dude.
what I did.
Okay. Hey, listen,
Was it?
whatever. Hey,
It's
hey,
not a
yo.
flex. Like it's not a flex, dog. It's like, I grew up next to a chop shop. What you want from me?
Hey, yo.
Hey, look, they did great breaks. I said nothing. But anyway, the like I've never been the guy that minds the loud car cranking in the neighborhood, and I feel like you're the old guy in the neighborhood usually if you do. Even with a baby, like even with like my daughter, like if you crank your loud car and she wake up, it's like, well, that sucks.
If I didn't have the filter on this mic, you would have absolutely heard his engine. Now,
Hmm.
mind you, you've been in my crib. He's across the street.
Yeah.
I'm in the basement. It ain't poor installation. Like it's like it's one of those things, right?
It's concrete.
It's we legit over here. But I mean, like he got it. Listen, I told him, wait till the summer. Wait till the summer. I shook his hands like I'm either gonna race you or you gonna be so upset.
Yeah.
Because I am absolutely gonna get some. I might get something that growls just because. Just because.
Just
Like,
cause.
just because. Anyway, I know we was talking about something completely different, but
But
again,
no,
my heart jumped
no,
because his car
I
started.
just I just look at the NFL and winning championships different. Like I wouldn't begrudge Derek Carr or not Derek Carr. I wouldn't begrudge Matthew Stafford if the Rams don't win the Super Bowl this year because of how they play defense. And the teams you're gonna have to play are pretty good at picking apart defenses that'll do that. You're gonna have to go through Aaron Rodgers. Your game plan is stand back there and let him throw. Now, of course, you're trying to get a run. You're trying to get pressure on him. The way to beat Aaron Rodgers is for Aaron Donald to absolutely have the game of his life, and he can. You know what I'm saying? Where he's back there and he's just killing Aaron Rodgers play in, play out. But if we're being honest, if the Packers' offensive line, which is struggling, holds up and is able to stand in there and at least do a decent job on Aaron Donald, he will pick y'all apart. You can't
Yeah.
stand back. I don't care if it's Jalen Ramsey. I don't care if he will absolutely, or at least I would pick him. He will absolutely just be like, oh, because I watched the Bears do it. I
Yeah.
watched the Bears playing dime the entire game and just be like, drop everybody. You know they do. Man, there's a lot of dudes out there. There's Devontae.
I
Yeah.
would say this. Just to your point, football. Matt Stafford doesn't play both ends of the field.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite QBs of all time is Drew Brees. Drew Brees was absolutely that QB who, hey, you gave him enough time, or you got 30 seconds left on that clock, he's gonna get down the field, we getting this field goal.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was clockwork. But if you left too much time for the other team, that defense has failed him time and time again, right? And so, here's the thing: if they don't make it to a Super Bowl, is it his fault? Like, how did he play? If he played well,
How did he play?
yeah.
It goes
If
into
he played well, then yeah. Like Aaron Rodgers, I get Aaron Rodgers is mad efficient, stuff like that. But you can't tell me Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have did more in that last game in the
absolutely,
playoffs last year.
absolutely. They should have been in the Super Bowl.
Should have been a Super Bowl.
It was
I
on him.
think that's on to me, that's on him.
It
He
was on
didn't
him.
play well,
Hey, look,
right?
he made a he he made a Nick Foles decision in one of the biggest moments of his life. Because I don't know if y'all saw the game yesterday, but Nick Foles had an opportunity to run for that mug, and Nick absolutely was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna be here next year. Y'all not killing me."
Hey, and I agree with him. But you know what? Speaking of Nick Foles, though, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that in about 10 minutes because guess what? I like Nick Foles.
I think we all.
Nick Foles is like Ryan Fitzpatrick to me.
Yep.
I like Foles. When Foles is on the field and he has protection, I do believe no matter where he is, he has a chance to win. And I know you could say that about any QB,
Yeah,
but it's something about those particular two QBs. Like I thought Ryan Fitzpatrick was really going to have the chance to be like, yeah, I'm still Fitzy.
Now Fitzy has played poorly with good protection. I've seen that too. Fitzy is playing real poorly with good. I've seen Fitzy have like a 7-8 interception day on good protection, but Fitzy is exciting. It's the
Dog,
beard.
speaking about interceptions, Baker Mayfield. Good Lord, what
I
day
mean,
did he have?
that's something we can get into too,
Did
man.
he have them 4 INTs? I had to go back and look at them. Were those all on him, or good
They were a lot.
Lord.
They were a lot.
Oh
It,
God,
it was,
I was like, Baker, I want you to be good. I want you to be good. You're not
hey,
looking
my
good.
favorite thing. I tagged Johnny in it. I said, hey man, OBJ. It was a post that said OBJ still making Baker overthrow receivers into the hands of defenders.
Man, man. So just along the lines of staying with Matt Stafford, I think because he has OBJ is absolutely balling.
Yeah.
He's making the most of his opportunity. I can see them making to the Super Bowl. But again, there's another team that rolls in there that gets paid millions of dollars to do what they need to do too. So depending on who they play, depending on, I think it's going to be more of a chess match than anything else. Like I would absolutely love. Now, mind you, correct me if I'm wrong. You said that they do have to go through the Packers, right?
So right now, how it's matched up, they would go through. They would have to beat. Cause let me look here. Packers have the first round bye. You got Dallas versus Philly, which I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Listen, as much as Dallas is cooking, don't sleep on that game.
Hey, Philly.
That's a rivalry game. That's Bears Packers esque. Don't sleep on that game. Philly can get one. You would have Rams San Francisco. You would have Buccaneers and Cardinals. The Packers would get the winner.
Hey,
So they would
Bucks
get
might
the
not make that.
no, they would get the lowest seed. So if the Buccaneers were to win, you would get Packers Buccaneers.
I
And the
don't. I don't
second,
have the. I don't have the Bucks repeating just because they down.
hey, listen, I don't have the I'm not a betting man, but I'll tell you this. If I bet on Tom Brady for his entire career, I wouldn't be down. Tom Brady will be out of the league for 2 years, and I'll be like, nah, he still got a chance to win a Super Bowl. I don't know how, but he's got a shot at it. Tom Brady,
If Tom has to see Aaron Rodgers or the Cardinals first in that first round,
he got the
it's
Cardinals in the first round.
it's a wrap. I got Cardinals. Cardinals have too many weapons. Cardinals have so many weapons. They got a weapon that they
And
don't
they've
even
been struggling since
use.
they lost D Hop, though.
Yeah, but they don't. They could use more. Moore is a good
Hey,
receiver.
listen. They also lost James Conner as well.
Oh,
Uh,
god dag, I forgot about it. Well, but they got Edmonds back.
they got Edmonds back, but they did lose James Conner as well, which goes to show you, by the way, running backs. Come on, y'all. But
Time does it.
it's
That's a loaded team.
I wouldn't dog. You
That's
absolutely
a
right.
loaded team.
Listen, you absolutely right. I'm not saying nothing against it, but the other team got Tom Brady, and I'm not gonna pick against Tom Brady.
All I'm saying is this: I'm not picking against Tom Brady.
You
I'm
just
picking
said
against Tom Brady's
losing target.
defense. I'm picking against Tom Brady's defense.
Hey,
Hey, it's a totally different game. If when Tom Brady starts playing defense, then I'll be scared. But guess what? Guess what? Tom Brady ain't on the other side. So Tom Brady is the only person driving down that field, and Cardinals defense is pretty good too. All I'm saying is
if
they
all of
are.
your if well, here's the thing: if all of your top seeds win, the Packers would play the Bucks. If all of your if Philly or San Francisco or Arizona win, they would play one of them. So Philly's 7, so the Packers would get Philly. If Dallas wins, then the Packers would get 49ers. If the Rams win, Packers get Cardinals. Those will be how the losing seeds work out.
I can see the Packers losing to the 49ers.
Not without Jimmy G out there. I don't think Trey Lance is ready.
No, I don't think he is either.
I don't think Trey Lance is ready, and I don't think that 49ers run game is deadly enough anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it was mad deadly when they were turning around and handing the ball off, and Jimmy G didn't have to do anything for it. But that was a very deadly running game with Raheem Monsert, who was a Chicago Bear on our practice squad. By the way, another guy with who's evaluating the talent here.
Oh yeah, you're right. Not
So,
without Jimmy G. So at
you know
this
what I'm
point,
saying? So that's a
but
tough.
what if he is ready? What if Lance comes out and he's a stud?
He might be, but I'll say this: McVay or Shanahan definitely don't think so. Shanahan didn't want to play. Shanahan came into the season saying he ain't playing. Play him. He ain't playing. Stop asking.
At least Shanahan was in a situation where he could absolutely stand on it because Jimmy G is a good QB.
Jimmy G's a good enough QB you can stand on it. Who?
No,
So
he's
out
not a
of
good
that,
enough. He's a good QB. I hate
I
when
mean,
people do that.
out of that, who do you have coming out of the NFC? I still got Brady. In the Super Bowl because we could break down all these mugs, how good Aaron Rodgers is, how good Dallas is coming into this better defense.
Have Dallas played Bucks? Did
Uh,
Dallas play Bucks this season?
let's see.
Because there's some people they didn't even play. Well,
They
they have to have played.
They had to have played the Bucks, right?
Yeah. So what was their record? They played twice, right?
They lost.
Oh well.
31-29, though, not a blowout. Week 1.
They only played once?
Yeah, week 1 it looked like.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am going with the Cowboys. I am going with the Cowboys because
My God, I hope not.
Whoa. Listen,
I love Dak. I really do. I just really dislike Cowboys fans that much.
Yeah, I like mind you,
Michael Irving looking like some ribs on TV, losing his mind.
mind you, I am not a huge Cowboy fan, but that defense is clicking.
Michael
offense is rolling.
Trayvon Diggs
Parsons is getting compared to LT.
Bro, Parsons is playing like LT.
Which I like his response to it. He's like, I think that's a little much. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, I think that's a little much. But statistically speaking, he is definitely playing like LT.
My favorite thing is that the defensive player of the year competition is between him and his own teammate.
Yeah.
It's between him and Trayvon Diggs. It's like, who's got it? Who's gonna get the hardware? Because we both having historic seasons here.
I'm like, yeah. So like, here's the one thing you said. I think you mentioned this before when talking about Collins' take. Good defenses absolutely get you there.
Yes.
Good defense, absolutely. A good offense will get you over the hump. But a good defense we're in Chicago. We know what a good defense can do. It's gotten us there before. It's gotten us in the playoffs many a times. Matt Nagy has a winning record, technically, because he has had a good defense, right? So with that being the case, I look at Dallas defense now, and I look at the fact that Dak is absolutely balling. Zeke is still Zeke at times.
Not this season.
At times. It's one of those things where it's like he's not the Zeke that we thought he'd be. But you can't sleep on him because it'd be the game you sleep on him that he just goes off.
You can never sleep on him, but the problem is we were struggling to figure out whether we should sign Dak Prescott. Now, I say we, talk about the Cowboys. They were struggling to figure out if they should sign Dak Prescott because they paid a running back all that money. A running back who has been very average this season. Scoring touchdowns still, not taking anything away from him. But if we're talking about, I mean, especially these last few games, Zeke has been a guy.
I mean, Zeke
has been to the point it's not a tough decision to say I'd take David Montgomery over Zeke.
Oh, I'd take Herbert over Zeke right now, to be honest with you.
16 rushes, 52 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 3 receptions for 20 yards.
I'd take Herbert over him right now. But it's one of those things where still the team is clicking so much on so many different levels.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to ignore.
Yeah.
And I look at their defense as being better than the Bucks defense. Listen, from a fantasy perspective, I know fantasy doesn't mean anything, right? But they gave me 24 points. Them 24 points was they blocked a punt and returned it.
They had a day.
They had a huge day.
They had a day.
Right? So it's like the type of pressure that they come with.
Yeah.
And playoff football, I feel sorry for whoever's on the other end of that because I think they're going to get it. Like, I don't want to see Tom Brady get hit that hard, but he might get hit. So
how much of a factor do we put into the fact that a lot of these guys haven't seen the playoffs?
None.
And I'm talking about on some big name guys, even going back to Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford he's seen the playoffs, but he's never won a playoff game. Like there's a lot. You ask any player, playoffs are different.
None. We got a Super Bowl MVP. We got a Super Bowl winning QB with the Super Bowl MVP on our team. None. Hey, guess what, y'all? Aaron Rodgers and Nick Foles, same amount of Super Bowl
Same
MVPs.
amount of championships,
Same
baby.
amount of championships. Guess what? At the end of the day, they both at the cookout with a ring on, right?
Yeah.
And Nick Foles has a statue.
He does.
He
Got
has
a
a
statue
statue.
with Doug Peterson, and neither of them are in Philly anymore. That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't look at that. In football, I don't look at it like that. In basketball, I think that's a little different. But in football, it's still just one game. It's
I
a
feel like
high pressured game,
I
don't
feel
get me
like it's
wrong.
more. I feel like it's even more. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, any mistake you make could cost you an entire season. You drop one pass, you fall in the end zone on. You drop one first down. You drop. You know what I'm saying? You miss one tackle, and
Let's
your
be fair
entire
though.
season could be over.
At this point, especially for those teams that are in the hunt, wild card games, you're already in that situation. Like once you've crossed a certain threshold at this point, you're already in that situation where if you drop too low, you might as well pack it up. So
For
I think
Philly,
it's
yeah, for Philly that makes sense. But I mean, like, let's be real. San Francisco really hasn't been a fringe team all season. They've played pretty well all year. The Cardinals are going through their first struggles of the season right now. They didn't even struggle this much when they lost Kyler. Tampa Bay's Tampa Bay. What they 11-3, 11-4, something like that. Like they're ridiculous. The Rams, Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not a lot of teams that have been in those high pressure. This is gonna make or break us moment.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that those fringe teams, yes. But do we really think Philly's going on to win another Super Bowl?
No, but at the same time, it's all about the upsets.
Yeah.
It's all about the upsets. I got
That's all
Cowboys coming out the NFC. Who you got?
Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Top of the morning.
Tampa Bay. Hey, but my AFC matchup is definitely gonna get everybody excited and make them want to see my Super Bowl. Cause I'm gonna tell you, the same way I feel about Tom Brady is the exact way I feel about Bill Belichick. I got the Patriots coming out of the AFC.
Nah, I got Chiefs. Everybody looked at Chiefs early on. It was like, what's going on? The Mogs 11-4. I got
Hey,
Chiefs. I got Chiefs. Hey, listen, Tariq Hill can catch again. Kelsey is catching again.
but can he do it in the playoffs?
Hey, we clown him, but it was only one game where he couldn't catch. I mean, hit him right in the forehead.
Only the biggest game though. You
Just
know
the
what I'm
biggest
saying?
game of his life.
Biggest game of his life. Well, I mean, he's got one. Maybe not his life, but pretty big game there.
Pretty big game. I got Chiefs. I got Chiefs. Now, do I like the storyline? Absolutely. Absolutely. If I was a conspiracy theorist and said the NFL was scripted, I'd be going for the Patriots because I absolutely see that happening. And by the way, the last time they played, the kid did look good.
You got to get there though. New England doesn't have an easy road. They got to play Cincy in the first game. I think they'll beat Cincy. I think the defense is good enough to absolutely beat Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincy
Hey,
had a day.
Cincy had a game. Cincy had a game, but they've had some bad ones as well. They've struggled as well. I don't
Shout
believe
out to Joe Burrow for coming back off injury and just going nuts, by the way.
and still running for his life.
Still running for his life.
Still running for his life. I don't believe that the Colts will beat the Bills. So I got Buffalo winning that matchup. So then you'd have Bills Chiefs
I got Chiefs.
In that second round. Well, you know what? No, you would have Chiefs Patriots based on mine. So Chiefs Patriots in that second round. Yeah,
I
man.
got Chiefs.
I got. You know what?
Hey, Chiefs Patriots. Listen, I'm sorry, Bill. I want to see you do it. Patty Melt about to go ahead and slide on you, dog. it's a. I don't see you beating that. I don't.
Hey, listen, that's another one. Bills back in the playoffs. Bills
I
back in
mean,
the playoffs. Hey, look, that's another one. I'm just like, I don't know how he's gonna do it. I don't have a logic or a reason for this. I just got a feeling that they gonna get through.
Bill in the playoffs is a
And this is
synonymous
the thing,
as
right? Here's the thing: if you win that game, the rest of the games will be a cakewalk.
if you beat Cincinnati. I mean, if you beat Chiefs.
If you beat the Chiefs, think about it. The next teams you would have to beat would be the Bills, possibly, or the Titans. Because I think the Titans beat Miami. I think the Bills beat the Colts. You would have to beat the Bills, possibly, or the Titans.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Now, the Bills gave you that work, but it's not a lot of people that give Bill Belichick that work twice.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Make sure I say this right. Yep. Nope. He didn't play that game. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Well, please keep talking. I just want to make sure.
I was like, I mean, I can keep going. Like you're sitting there looking for the update. You could have at least let us know what you were looking for. We're all confused in the chat. Hold on.
Yeah. No. So Derrick Henry was a man amongst men. Is making his return. The last time the Titans played the Patriots, he wasn't playing. I just looked at that game.
Yeah.
His name wasn't even on the list. So unless they lying to me, he wasn't even playing. Nah, that's a grown man walking into the stadium.
Hey, absolutely.
When he steps, the stadium rocks. All right.
Absolutely. You're not gonna stop that. But I've seen Bill game plan for that. I've seen Bill game plan for this dude's gonna be pretty unstoppable. You know what Bill will do? You know when I saw Bill game plan for it, and James brought it up the other day when he was DC on the Giants, and he had to go up against the Bills, and he said, "There's no way we're going to stop Thurman Thomas, but if we let them pass, they will absolutely kill us. Bill will play it just like the Rams will. The Rams do. He will let Derrick Henry run and have the day of his life because you're not going to stop that. But he will not let Ryan Tannehill get a pass off.
Yeah, but see, the difference is it's Derrick Henry.
Now, Thurman Thomas was a problem, dog. Thurman Thomas was a problem. Come on now. Hall of Famer. Let's put some respect on his name. Now Derrick Henry, I got you.
Derrick Henry ain't played in like half the season. He's still a top 5 running back in the league. What are you talking about?
Listen, I got you.
Listen, Jonathan Taylor's getting talked about, but Derrick Henry was absolutely still present on the list, and he hadn't played.
Hey, I got you. I'm right there. We here. But I'm going to tell you this. Derrick Henry still, if Derrick Henry has a 200-yard day,
which is possible.
No.
It's likely.
It's more than likely going to happen because I think Bill will let him run as much as he wants. If he has a 200-yard day, maybe that's 2-3 touchdowns. That's still just 21 points. It's a great day for Derrick Henry. But do I think that Mac Jones and that offense can put up more than 21 points versus a Titans defense that has been struggling woefully? Yeah.
That depends.
I really think that they are like Derrick Henry is great. Derrick Henry is the reason. Listen, he hasn't played and the Titans have struggled, and he's still the reason that they're getting to the playoffs. Like he put them in the position to be here. He hasn't played in 4 or 5 games now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dog, he ain't played since October.
You know what I'm saying? Like
we in January, basically.
That's how good Derrick Henry is. But when I'm looking at success, when I'm looking at how are you going to beat him, Derrick Henry can have a 3-touchdown day. But if Ryan Tannehill doesn't throw for 1, it's 21 points. It's a great day for Derrick Henry. It's still just 21 points. Bill Belichick will absolutely concede. If Bill Belichick holds them to 21 points, he wins that game. Also depends on how the rookie plays, though.
I'm about to say, listen, Bill ain't playing crap. like, let's be clear. Bill ain't stepping foot on between them lines at all. It's all about how those players play. And I'm sorry. It's still a rookie. It's
Still
a
a rookie.
great, good looking rookie. Good looking rookie.
Not
Best
Jimmy
rookie.
Garoppolo.
Hey, listen. Best rookie in the class.
Yeah.
Most prepared. Was in the
Well,
right situation.
at the quarterback position.
Oh yeah, at the quarterback
At the
position. Best
quarterback.
quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
At this point. And I kind of felt like that, and I'm on tape saying he was one of the best QBs in the draft. I don't know how he slipped that far, but yeah. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. You got Patriots. I got Chiefs. I got Cowboys coming out the NFC. You got Bucks. You know who wins? The fans. If we get a chance to see Patriots versus Bucks, guess what? Boom. Storyline complete. Maybe
We saw
time
that.
rides off. I mean, but maybe he rides on a Super Bowl stage. Maybe he rides off into the sunset.
What was the Super Bowl last year?
Dog, you know what I'm trying to say.
I'm just saying, we just saw that.
No, Patriots versus Bucks.
No, you said
Did I say Chiefs?
Chiefs
I
versus.
meant Patriots versus
Oh! I was like, what are we
Patriots
talking
versus
about right
Bucks.
now?
Maybe Tom rides off into the
Yeah.
sunset with his eighth ring. Maybe he rides off with an L, knowing that the league is in good hands. Who knows? But
Just throwing
it's great for
bills
the
on the other
fans.
side. Just, I told you so.
Maybe we get a rematch, and now we get to see, hey, $500 million man go to work, and you know. So I would say, hey, listen, either way, we in for a good one. We
Hey,
in for a good one.
you ever seen that where Batman and Superman are both old? Not the live movie. It's a cartoon version where they're both old and Batman is fighting Superman in like the super suit that's got the
Mhm.
kryptonite in it and stuff like that. That's to me, that's what Bill Belichick would be like. They both old. Bill Belichick versus Tom Brady. That's how it would be if Bill comes out with a win. It's just like, I want them to know that I'm the one that beat you.
And then has a heart
And then
attack.
then he died. Then he died. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I see when I see Bill Belichick and Tom Brady potentially matching up in the play. Dog, I think that's gonna be it, man. Because nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about the Patriots. It's exactly what Bill wants. It's exactly how he's gotten to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, where it's just like, oh, are these guys there? Is it going to be this team? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be? And he just sneaks in there and he's just like, oh, let me get that knife into those lungs and turn slowly.
Hey, man, listen. At this point, ain't no way in the world you gonna tell me Bill is sneaking into the playoffs. No, they know they see Bill. They just not concerned.
Ain't nobody talking about it, dog. Ain't nobody paying no attention to what Bill Belichick got going on over there.
I'm not overly concerned about it though. That's why. Like they have to beat the Chiefs. If they beat the Chiefs, now we got something to talk about.
But you
But I
know
don't
what?
think they will.
But you know what? The talent will always matter. Talent will always be the most important. But there's never a more important moment to have an NFL head coach than in the playoffs.
I agree.
There's never a more important moment to have one of the best head coaches in NFL history, if not the best, than in the playoffs. Don Shula might have something to say about that, but still.
I don't think Bill at this is a bold statement. I get it. But I don't think Bill right now with his current team strikes that level of fear,
No, he doesn't.
right?
He doesn't. You
Tom Brady
you fear his
strikes.
mind. You
Yeah.
fear his mind. You fear the scheme he can put together on you. You fear how prepared because the one thing we do know, the defense will be prepared.
They'll be prepared.
They will be prepared. They will be ready for the crazy moment to happen.
But Tom Brady on the other end, who you not only have to worry about the mental part of it because he actually does help with the game plan,
Yeah.
but the weapons he has and the experience he has, I mean, they've already won.
The funniest thing to me is that they lost two of the best receivers in the league and they still got Antonio Brown. It's just like Oh God, we lost Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. What are we gonna do?
Antonio Brown.
AB. Grunt.
Still got Gronk.
Hey,
What's
listen. He lost 2 of his weapons and is still the best weaponry he's ever had in his NFL career.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Oh
If he
man.
doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, then I mean, it just might be time. Well, it depends on how he plays.
If the Buccaneers don't make it, I hate to say it, dog. If they don't make it, it's because the Packers did. That's the only team I think will get past that has the ability to get past every one of these teams.
I don't believe in discount double check in the playoffs. I just don't.
I mean, all right. Been to 2 Super Bowls.
I get you.
Won one, lost one. Been to many an NFC title game. Hey, listen, ain't won all of them, but been to the NFC title game. You know, I'll take my chances on them. Muzz in here talk about the Nas album.
That's hey.
It came out of nowhere, dog. Said just came in here to say the new Nas album is magic.
Ricky.
Hey, it is
the
fire.
album was fire though.
It is fire. We was talking about this on I was talking with Jalen. I said it's like as the older Nas got in his career, like somebody finally just clicked with him and was just like, hey man, you know beats matter.
Davies hit him up like, hey yo, get fly on him again. So Davies was my dude, man. Davies was my dude.
That's funny.
Hey man, we wind it down. Home stretch. What we got?
I mean, well, I guess we got to get into a little bit of what we saw with the Bears, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it because, you know, a lot of people were, I guess, upset that the Bears got the win.
Why the heck would you be upset?
Because they think it saves Nagy's job for the rest of the year. Because again, it was reported that Nagy would be fired if he lost this game.
Well, at this point, we just know that stuff just ain't true. Nagy has a report saying at this point, especially because any coach they would be interviewing is on the team that's winning right now.
Yeah,
it makes no sense to fire him. Once that reality hit for me, of all the names that we really, really want that really has a chance, they're focused on still trying to make the playoffs or doing well.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's not the time. Why would you fire him? Our season is done. We got 2 more games left, right?
2 more games, yeah.
Right. Season's done.
Hey, you know what the kick in the groin was? Remember how confident you were that we would lose to Seattle? I was like, in a 4-game stretch, the Bears can go 4-0, and I was that far from being right. I'm like, watch them win the next 2. Watch it. They're going to beat the Giants. We got better talent than the Giants. We're going to beat the Giants. And we'll probably beat the Vikings.
We're not beating the Vikings.
Dog, I'm telling you.
We're not beating the Vikings.
We're going to beat the Vikings.
Okay.
They're out of the playoffs, too. It's going to be both teams' Super Bowl for the year.
The Vikings are going to stomp us just because. And I would say this, though. I'll tell you how I knew he wasn't going to get fired. When all the other coaches caught COVID. And he didn't. It wouldn't make sense. They have to clear. Then when they come back, like they couldn't even be in a stadium. They couldn't even be at practice. So the DC play caller
cleared
at this point, but I don't think he was going to be the person to be the interim. I'm pretty sure Bill would have been the interim.
I knew that was the week before though. That was last week. I knew that there was going to be you know, they weren't going to fire him last week. Coming into this week, this is my thing. The Bears take pride in the fact that they've never fired a coach in season. I don't know why. It's not like it's working for you.
I think that's just narrative. I mean, realistically, before this season, there was never really any real incentive to fire a coach before
Nah,
the end of the season.
we've had it. We've had plenty of incentive. There was absolutely incentive to fire Mark Trestman after he gave up 2 back-to-back 50-point games with a bye in between them. So that means you gave up 50. You prepared for 2 weeks for a team, and then you gave up 50.
Hey,
Hey, that is grounds for get this dude out of here. He don't have his football team prepared to play basketball. Like these boys are prepared for nothing.
hey, listen, they gonna let him ride it out.
Damn, I can't believe. Oh, we've had so bad football teams, dog. Hey, we gave up 50. We gave up like 56 points to the Patriots, I think. Had a bye.
But it was the Patriots, though.
Yeah, but then the next week, like that, I think that's what. Hold up, I gotta see how that
We
went
gotta look that
down.
up because I'm like, if you
No,
say, if
no,
let's
no.
say,
It
if
was
we played
definitely
two
Mark
really
Trestman.
dominant teams, I'm like, yeah, that's you probably got 50 put on you, dog.
Nah, bro. Nah. Well, I mean, they were good teams, but bro, like you don't give up 50 and then have time to prepare for the next team and give up another 50. Hold up, Mark Trestman. Hey, dog, we've had some bad teams. But
I
yeah,
said
man.
it
Nah,
once and I say it again. Chicago, we've always rallied behind our scrubs. Nick Foles has a nickname here that we absolutely was rocking with.
hey, hey. Hey, it's even worse too.
Oh Lord.
It's even worse too. No, it's versus 2 good teams. So we gave up 50. Hold
Like
up.
an even 50?
Hold up. I gotta find this. This ain't even the. I need the schedule. It's to the Patriots. What year was that? It's to the Patriots, and on the other side, it's the Green Bay.
I kind of figured it was gonna be those two.
So let me see. Let me just scroll down here in this article, which is
I mean,
way.
but let's be real. You lost to Tom Brady in his prime. You lost to Aaron Rodgers on the rise.
And nah.
I mean,
50 points is hard to score in an NFL game, bro. 50 points is hard to give up in an NFL game, bro.
was that the season that he had Randy Moss?
Think about what we just saw. Think about what we just saw. How bad it was in Washington to give up, and they gave up 56. Now think about that with a bye in between, and then you did it again.
What was our record that season?
It wasn't good.
I'm trying to find every reason to justify not firing him at that point. I mean,
Bro, you have to literally just go through and be like, please, like, what? Why shouldn't we get rid of him in season? I like him. I'm trying to see what year that would have been. That might have been 2013 or 2014.
okay, no, you fired that guy. I'm about to say, if it's the year that Tom Brady was going for the perfect record, I can take that 50. That 50 piece was probably you it was an honor to take that 50 against that team. That team was clicking.
5-10 that year. Is this it? Hold up, dog. Trestman era, fam. It's so bad in the Trestman era, bro. Hold up. These are the games we lost. We gave up 40. We gave up 45, 21, 42, 54 to Philly, 33. All right, it's not as bad past that. But yeah, that's
that
2013.
was the
That's
same season?
no, hold up. That was a whole different season. That
No,
was
no,
a
no.
whole different season.
That was
Trying
all
to
that happened in succession in one season.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Right. So this is the year before the Bears went. What was their schedule this year? Oh no, it says they were third. I was gonna say that wasn't bad. The record didn't look that bad. So they played Miami. They played Atlanta. They beat Atlanta 27-13. Then they went to Miami and lost 27-14. At this point, Miami was terrible. They were 3-4. Then they went to New England and lost 51-23. Then they had a bye week. Then they went to Green Bay and lost 55-14.
God dang.
By the way, some of the other losses that season: 34-17 to Detroit, 41-28 to Dallas, 31-15 to New Orleans, 20-14 to Detroit. We got swept by Detroit that season. That tells you how bad it was. Minnesota, we lost 13-9. We lost Seattle 34-6. We lost to Cleveland 33-13.
What year was that?
2014.
Hey, guess what? I'm with Colin on this one. We don't talk about Detroit anymore. You want to know why? Same team. Hey, Don, if you're still here, Spider-Man meme, same team.
Hey, yeah, they pointing at each other.
We're the
Pointing
same
at each
team.
other for sure. It's not you know what, the interesting thing with the Bears that we saw Sunday, the one thing I'll take away from them is the one thing that you can say with Detroit the entire season. For the first time, I saw this team say, we're not going to go out and just be scrubs and get our heads kicked in. We're going to fight. We're going to compete. We're going to play this game. I think there was better talent out there in Thomas Graham Jr., who, by the way, is tied for second for passes defended, and he's only played in the back-to-back. He's only played in 2 games all season. He's already passed up Kendall Vildor for passes defended, which is wild. It's just like, again, who's evaluating the talent? But I think that I'm looking at this season just trying to see what is going to be here next season that I want. And I see talent here that I didn't know was here. And it's been here all year. And the only reason it's getting an opportunity to shine is because a virus took out half of your team. By the way, the half of the team that struggled all year.
You know, one of the guys that evaluates the talent on the team was hired by Matt Nagy too. So throw that out there.
One of the guys that evaluates the talent on the team. All of them are. What you mean?
I'm just making a case for.
I'm saying to get guys off of the practice squad. All of them are Matt Nagy guys. They all his coaches. That's not Ryan Pace there. No, that's not Ryan Pace there. That's all. That's all on Matt.
But for those guys to be on the practice team, someone had to sign them though. Right?
Nah, they drafted one.
The
one that we're talking about, Thomas Graham, played on the practice squad. And he was the last pick that the Bears picked up.
He was a Pace pick.
I love Bruce. He said he's talking about the back-to-back 50 falls. He said I got a lot done around the house those years.
You know what? I always wanted to ask a Bears fan from back in the day, like during the bad years, what it was like. Because I know what it felt like as a Bulls fan when the Bulls weren't all that great.
Hey, it was bad.
But as a Bears fan, like,
you know why it's bad? Because as a Bulls fan, there's 82 games. You can tune out most of them. I wasn't doing this job. As a Bulls fan, there's 82 games. You can tune out most of them. You might tune in for the exciting games where Kobe's in town or where who was it back then? When LeBron was in Cleveland, LeBron playing, you might tune into that. You might tune in to KG coming because he was from here. You might tune in to, you know what I'm saying, like the bigger games. But I'm not watching like Bulls Hawks at that time. Like, why would I waste my time?
Yeah.
With the Bears, there's only at that point only 16 games. And for some reason, we love football. And it's almost like being a bad gambler. That one time you hit will give you the juice to keep losing just to get that feeling again.
Yeah, I ain't never had that feeling.
Seeing that one time that the Bears would like beat Green Bay and it would be like, oh, you killed Brett Favre, and it would give you that juice like, oh man, let's go back next week. And then you just deal with like 4 weeks of them just getting their heads kicked in. At some point you turn the game off, but I guarantee you turned it on. That's the problem.
I gotta say it. I never understood the rivalry.
Well, we dominated the rivalry except for the last 20 years.
You got to hear me out on this. I started watching football 2000s, right? I've never seen us really dominate the Packers.
No, we too young for it.
So at this point, I'm like, there is no rivalry. You know what's happening? They roll into town, we lose, they roll out of town. Like I haven't like when I showed up to a
The problem is you could say that about us from the 80s before that. You know what I'm saying? Football been around a long time. The last 20 years have sucked. Right. Crit seen it. We dominated it. We were what the Packers are to us before the 90s, before Brett Favre showed up. That's why I hate when they put up like these are the coaches that played against these guys. I'm like, yeah, Mike
you know what the crazy thing is for most people who've experienced that? That was 2 lifetimes ago.
I mean, yeah, but it's still
Like for you to have been conscious enough to even know that the Bears was whooping on the Packers, you'd have to be in your teens, which means that's 40 years ago.
Hey, listen, this is the thing, right? The Bears beat the Packers so bad, the Packers still don't have a winning record versus us.
In my book, they do. Hey, listen, the overall record to me means absolutely nothing. You want to know why? I'm looking at Chicago, who has always been considered a major city. Like Chicago has always been considered a major city versus Green freaking Bay. I can roll to Green Bay right now. I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, that's a poor way to look at it because
Nope, they ain't poor way to look at it.
New England is is probably a weaker city than Green Bay is.
Boston is never a weaker city than Green Bay. It's
No,
Boston, baby.
New England does not play in Boston.
It's I know they don't play in Boston.
Hey, look, Wisconsin ain't a weak state. Well,
Okay,
that was a
really?
little far. That was a little far.
Oh, Bears forever. Appreciate the super chat, my man.
Appreciate the super chat, Bear Forever. I said 2007 was a poor season. I think we went 7-9, 6-10. But the one thing that felt amazing, we swept Green Bay and beat them by like 40 in Chicago. I had bragging rights against Packers fans all year. Yeah, that's what the rivalry has never been even. Like there's never been a point where both teams maybe or like beginning like legit the beginning of the rivalry when it was Papa Bear Hallis versus Lombardi. But the rivalry's never really been even.
Mm-hmm.
It's been one team has always been better than the other. That's why that the one thing I do want to see that, like I told Muzz, I said, I don't want Jordan Love to suck. I want Jordan Love to be good enough to make the rivalry interesting. I just don't want him to be better than Justin Fields. Because I want it to be like it's more fun when it's a rivalry. It's more fun when it's man, we like the 1-1 splits are more fun. Because I could banter with you, I can jab with you. Both teams are on a trajectory. We've never had that. We had maybe a year with Jay. Maybe. And Jay versus the Packers was
You know what? Some people are gonna wonder why you have.
He took an L against the Aaron dominated that man.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is probably the statement that people are gonna be like, why is he here? The Jay Cutler era is when I quit being a Bears fan. I'm gonna tell you why. I can tell you where I was. I had the paper when we finally got Jay Cutler, and I remember everyone. I was on the west side for some odd reason. I was working, and the entire west side was lit. We got a quarterback. Yeah. This dude said he got a better arm than John Elway. Heard that for. Hey, it is what it is. I loved his confidence, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch it. Now, mind you, at the time, I'm basketball through and through. Sunday, you know what I'm doing. Y'all go watch football. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and watch this. I saw that man get sacked probably 6 times in a game. I was like, so this the QB that we talking about?
Only 6?
I will never forget that day. I'm like, so the QB that we got so excited about, we got nobody to help him? Like nobody gonna help him? Like that's how I felt. Nobody gonna help him. At that point, I was like, you know what? Y'all go ahead and continue watching that. I don't care who you got on your team. You ain't got nobody to help him. It ain't gonna matter.
Yeah.
I don't care who our receiver was. Nothing. The man was getting hit. I was like,
Well, and that's why, me and you have had the conversation about Justin Fields has played subpar this season. I don't know what we expected. I don't know what people thought was going to happen. I don't know if y'all thought he was going to be okay with getting hit and being sacked 31 times.
No, they thought he was gonna be Deshaun Watson. That's what they thought.
Deshaun Watson didn't
That's
get
what they thought.
sacked 9 times in a game.
Yeah, they thought he was gonna outrun those sacks and be
Listen,
Deshaun Watson. That's what they thought.
I don't know if y'all thought he was going to be able to hold on to the football pretty well, getting sacked 31 times. I don't know if y'all thought he was going to be just lasering it in there, getting sacked 31 times. It's all about protecting the quarterback. Let's be real. Do you know why Mac Jones is good? Because Bill was like, this is my system, and I'm going to protect my gem. Because this kid may be the next Tom Brady. He may not. But at a minimum, he doesn't suck. And I can live with he doesn't suck. Because I got him. When did Mac Jones go? Is he a second round pick?
No, it's first round pick.
Late first round, right?
No, 15.
Mid first round. Okay.
He was supposed to go top 10.
Yeah, we know how the experts are. The experts.
There was
the
nothing.
Always got something. Justin wasn't supposed to go top 10.
The epilepsy and all
You
that.
know what I'm
saying? Now that would actually make sense.
Listen,
they were concerned about that.
Nah. Because now you're not dealing in what's actually happening. Muzz is sitting here out of nowhere like, well, the kid has epilepsy. Hey, Justin, when's the last time you had a seizure? I don't know, 6th grade. I learned how to manage it because I got sick of passing out and falling on the floor. Has this been a problem for you playing football? Never. Nah, he's got epilepsy. Don't trust him. The same argument, it's like Deshaun. How skinny are those legs?
He had a serious injury.
They all right. I guess they're pretty skinny. I guess. Okay, we can't take this guy. Skinny legs. Can't play football.
Hey, listen. I would say this. The way he plays. Hey, the way as frail as he looked. Yeah, I'd have thought about it too because I can't protect you.
This is the thing. Deshaun never took shots. Like if he was Cam Newton, skinny legs make sense. But just because he's black don't mean he got no other option but to run. Deshaun literally did not take shots. Deshaun would be like, I'm going to sling this pill. And if I got to, I'm going to take off. But just know, 110%, I'm slinging this pill. At no point do I want to run for my life. Like that's the most wild thing. Like, how those legs looking on Deshaun? Well, we can't talk to him. He's got skinny legs.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Deshaun Watson to this day is still my favorite quarterback.
I love Deshaun, dog. I love Deshaun. I love the football player. I can't, you can't follow everything. But I love the football player, depending on what's true. But to me, like it's one of those where you gotta do your due diligence. You gotta talk to these guys. You gotta break. Like, fam, he's got skinny legs. Drop him in the draft. He's not. He's not. He'll never be better. Like what?
Hey, I gotta say this. Since ESPN is gonna be paying a bunch of people to just have BS takes, I mean, Mel Kiper has made a whole freaking career out of this, dog. Like he's been wrong,
being wrong
historically, right?
It's not even close.
Well, Jay Crick got a point that he was the most sacked QB, one of the most sacked QBs. But like Mel Kiper has a lot of bread, gets a lot of bread for being like. I think at one point I watched a documentary on him. He went 0 for 21 on one of his picks. I was like, I could have did that, dog. Like, listen, hey, I could have got myself a clipboard.
He'd be killing me with the breakdowns too. He'd be like, here we go. We're talking about this guy. He's going to be here. I just don't think that he's going to be a very good player. Ben Roethlisberger coming up. Look at him. He's shaped like a stepdad.
hey, listen, I could have came up there and like with my little clipboard and my wild hair and did that and had my, like, I think his wife is his assistant and stuff like that. I could have did that. Like, I really want to understand how he gets the big bucks still. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, I want to know. I really want to know. Because listen, if you want to ask me, I tell you this right now. I go up there and give you a bad take. You want to know what my bad take is? Jared Goff is going to be the MVP of the NFL National Football League in a few years. What's another good take for you, Pat? You think Ben Roethlisberger still has? You see a resurgence in his career? I think that's going to happen. I mean, hey, listen, he's not Cam Newton out there. He looks a lot better. What do you think about that?
He's like Cam Newton.
Dog, Cam Newton. Hey, listen.
Hey,
I
hey,
went to go on a Mel Kiper rant, but Cam Newton looks bad.
hey, we all wanted to.
I almost wanted to cry because my man
bro,
was like,
we all wanted to support him on the like, hey, you get your bag, black man, prove everybody wrong. But it was just like, oof, you are proving people right, left and right, dog. You gotta calm down. That man,
Cam did everything but say I was retiring.
dog, he threw out a what they ran a little bubble screen. That man threw it behind Buddy, clean out of bounds. I was like, man, I'm not saying that I'm good, but that was bad.
Dog. Speaking of which, Justin Herbert is what everyone wanted Cam to be. Him, is it Josh Allen?
Justin Herbert is what everybody wanted Cam to be?
Is that the dude who don't slide? I
No,
always get him
Joe
confused with
Burrow.
Josh Allen.
That's Joe Burrow.
No, no,
Joe
no,
Burrow
no.
don't know how to slide.
Joe Burrow is learning to slide. I know. I
Joe
think it's
Burrow
Herbert.
learning to slide, yeah.
Herbert really goes in, lowers his head, and tries to make those plays. That kid is gonna get hurt. Now, I don't know where he learned that from because he is a big dude, but he ain't sizable. He's just tall. But that kid, maybe he is what we wanted Cam Newton to be because I watched him play the other day and I was just like, I know he's gonna slide. I know he's gonna slide. Nope, he's not going for the slide. Not going for the slide. Oh, he leaned into that one. No concussion protocols. He's
But you know
officially a
what?
runner at this point.
Cam was never because Justin could throw it. That's the biggest difference. But I get what you're saying, like the mentality to not slide. Cam was never gonna slide because of his size, though. Cam was literally a linebacker that just had a cannon as well. He's like 6'5". What was he? He was like 230 at one point. Like, that's a big dude. That's a big dude if I'm on defense and you're running full speed at me and I'm a cornerback and I'm 5'11", 180.
Hey, I don't know. I just remember Cam getting hit a lot and them not calling it and them not protecting him.
Oh, they didn't protect Cam at all. 250. Yeah, Cam was not small. Cam was laying people out, dog. Cam was laying people out.
Was he really?
Cam was huge, dog.
Hmm.
Cam lost weight to try and prolong his career when he should have just been working on the arm.
He should have just did the Ben Roethlisberger thing.
Hey, my favorite line is Jay Cutler. Mug said when he came back to Miami, they were like, "You in playing shape?" He was like, "Well, luckily I'm a quarterback, so shape doesn't really matter."
Cam was 250. Good Lord, that's a lie.
Let me see. Cam Newton playing.
You know, Cam is one of those players that we kind of just like rally behind because like they had this electrifying couple of years.
6'5", 245.
Yeah. Hey, they had these electrifying couple of years and we just like hold on to the nostalgia. Like, you know, speaking of injuries and looking, well, he didn't look bad, but Derrick Rose coming off ankle surgery and stuff like that. That we hold on to that nostalgia. We're as Chicago fans, we're always going to hold that MVP season in the highest regard.
It's because it's all we got right now. You know, when stuff goes away, this little bitty stuff like that. Like, we'll always love Derrick because he's from here. He
Oh
like
yeah, from the time
there'll be a higher love for Derrick than most time. But you know, when you don't care about the accolades, when you win. How many MVPs Tom Brady got? You don't even know.
2. He got 2.
You don't even know. Because it don't matter. Because he got 6 rings. Who cares how many MVPs he got? He's got 6 championship rings. 7. You're right. Absolutely. You don't care. When you win, the individual accolades mean nothing. When you win the defensive player of the year, oh, he won defensive player of the year. It's like, yeah, you know what else he did? He won a Super Bowl. We do not care. And especially if you got multiples of them. Because who's going to say something to you? Like with Jordan. Like Jordan won all of this stuff. But it's 6 rings. Bill won all this stuff. But he won 11 rings. Like, when you win, we don't care about the little bitty stuff. Like, what did Paul Pierce win before he won a champ? What else does Paul Pierce
Dog,
have?
Paul Pierce is one of the most overrated. You know what? That's what I want to spend the next 11 minutes talking about. I want to talk about the wildest takes that you actually will die on. I want the hill that you would die on. One of the hills I would die on is Paul Pierce has to be one of the most overrated players in NBA history. Like, listen, all right. I don't even know how to say. Paul Pierce wasn't better than Ray Allen. Ray Allen just took the back seat because they was in Boston. But if you look at the stats, Ray Allen was destroying people before he got to there. I'm not saying that Paul Pierce wasn't, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at the numbers, you like, yeah, Ray Allen definitely sacrificed a lot to sit there behind the truth as it was. Like, nah, dog, I can't do it. I can't do it. I have a thing against Paul Pierce,
Hey, no,
boy. Listen.
hold up, though. Do yourself a favor and Google Paul Pierce right now, and just look at the first 3 pictures that pop up. This man, forget you. Paul Pierce is great. Paul Pierce is a legend that shall not be disrespected. Everybody at home, do yourself a favor and just Google
Hey.
Paul Pierce and look at the first 3 pictures that pop up. 2 of them are him playing.
Hey, listen.
Oh, wow, that
They
was
said
great.
Paul Pierce was better than Ray Allen. Hey, listen.
Paul Pierce's best season, 2005 in Boston, 26.8. Shot at 47% from the field, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, I don't know. Like, Paul was he was a great player. I'm not saying he's the greatest small forward to ever live, but I don't know if I'd call him overrated. I think he's rated pretty much for what he was. Paul Pierce was the only player on Boston he had to worry about most of the time he was in Boston.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we saying overrated? Like, who's ever said Paul Pierce is the greatest small forward of all time? Like, what are we calling overrated that we give him credit for being talented?
I don't know.
I feel like you just got a personal. The picture sold you though. The picture sold you. The picture
No, it was
put Paul in a better life for you. Was like, hey, this dude is the truth. Forget this.
no, I had a couple of emails just like randomly pop up, and it was just like it's a little early for that, but okay.
Nah, I don't know. The hill that I will die on.
The 3-peat Lakers weren't a super team.
That's not a die. That's not a die. Well, I don't know. You didn't have a lot of teams with 3 stars back then. And the Lakers most of your teams had 2 stars, and the Lakers just had 2 of the most dominant.
Hey, listen. You look at the Lakers stats, it's Shaq, Kobe,
It's Shaq, Kobe, and the rest of them boys. Yeah.
It's like a bunch of people.
But that's kind of how the NBA. Let's be real. I'm gonna be honest with you. 2000 NBA was stars driven. I'll die on that. I'll die on that hill. 2000s to about 2007. Because I think that's when Russ and KD and them started coming in. It was just star driven. Because there are absolutely some dudes. Y'all want to talk about the 90s was just a bunch of plumbers running around. They wasn't even good enough to be plumbers. A lot of them dudes that was in the NBA back then. You had regular guys playing basketball.
I don't know if I'd say that.
That basketball, that is to me one of the worst, except for your big names, one of the worst groups of players to ever be in the league. Of course, you got your stars, but
what year we talking?
the drop off is dramatic. 2000s to like 2007. Like it wasn't even good. Like there wasn't good role players. Like in the 90s, like I can name you like the good role players on the team. Hey, we talk about one of them is on TNT every night. I don't care what nobody say. That mug was a role player. He played a role on those championship teams. And Kenny Smith. But the
That's a real hard take. I don't know if I can take that one.
hey, I watched the games. I was there.
I did too.
It would be like Kobe and Shaq doing their thing, and it's exactly like you said. That drop off was hard. It's like, who's the next best
I
player?
mean, it's a hard drop off, but let's not act like they
Hey,
didn't have good talent there, though.
I'll live with it. Allen Iverson was in the finals by himself.
Dikembe Mutombo was absolutely Defensive Player of the Year.
By himself.
I mean, he ain't blocking shots by himself.
Hey,
he
listen,
ain't getting boards by himself.
Hey, look, it didn't work. Allen Iverson was in the finals like Will Smith was at the end of Fresh Prince.
I mean, that's kind of hard to say because early 2000s, I mean, Bulls absolutely put together some nice tandems. They just wasn't the Jordan Bulls.
No,
Bulls
put together nice young teams
that had ballers on it. So you can't say that they. The Clippers put together a nice consortium that was pretty good.
What did them teams do, Paris?
I'll say here's the thing. Just because they lost doesn't mean that they weren't good talents.
Not that they lost. What'd they do to the team?
Oh, they blew them up. Eventually.
And just sent them around.
Yeah, so but the hill you're dying on is that it was bad talent.
Think about that. Think about that. That whole team minus one dude made the NBA better because you sent role players everywhere. 2000 to 2007 NBA.
We keep forgetting about the early 2000 Golden State Warriors we believe Warriors. I mean, Utah, the early 2000s. I'm sorry, like I get it. I get where you're coming from. It's just not true.
It is. You're still talking about stars. Baron Davis was absolutely a star.
Okay, we have to stop making the correlation between someone who plays good and we know their name as being stars.
Baron Davis didn't just play good.
Duncan Robinson is not a star, but we absolutely know his name.
No, Duncan Robinson's a role player.
All right, he's a role player, but he's a role player that can give you 20.
Yeah, but
he's a role player that's on the pace to happen.
Different NBA. Giving me 20.
That's the same in any era of NBA. If you can score at a decent clip and you're more than serviceable, we know your name. You may not be a star, but you're not a scrub. Like there's a ton of people in the NBA that did that. Like, come on now. Like I don't know if I can go that hard.
You had your favorite dudes giving you 19.
Andre Kirilenko was not a star, but we knew his name because he was a good defensive player. AK4, he had his own nickname. Yeah, right? He was a good player.
It's good branding. It's good
branding.
The
Knicks themselves had an actual good team. Unfortunately, it didn't last long because they had Stephon Marbury, who didn't last. Then they had who else came through?
You still talking about a bunch of guys. Stephon had what, a season? Maybe two?
Nah, Stephon had a run.
With New York?
He had, I mean, as far as being like a good player, like.
Yeah, hey, Steve O'Wright. We knew his name because his name was Raw. That's facts.
We knew his name because he could produce.
We knew AK-47 because everybody had that uncle that had one.
Just because we black, we got AKs. Like, God dang, Pat. No, like it wasn't as good as the early 90s.
No,
but I would say this: it wasn't as horrible as what you're saying.
How many?
I could argue that the early 80s, like
how many teams
the 80s was more like. Say it again.
How many teams were entertaining to watch? The 80s is tough. The 80s is tough because basketball was still on tape delay. Basketball has not been popular that long. That's the funny thing about it. Basketball was still on tape delay at that point.
How many games were interesting to watch? A lot of them.
How many teams were interesting to watch? How many teams in the Eastern Conference?
A lot of them.
Nah, dog. Nah, dog.
Pick a year. No, just randomly pick a year.
Nah, we got like a minute left.
No, randomly pick a year.
Randomly pick a year.
First of all, we got as many minutes as we want. Ain't like YouTube gonna say stop. Like we got as many minutes as we want.
This is true. 2003 NBA standings.
2003. Something tells me you was just looking at that.
So no, I wasn't. I wasn't.
2003.
Yep.
NBA.
Look at the Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference. Interesting to watch.
We did not care about Philly. We cared about AI. We did not care about Philly.
Why not?
We did not care
48 and 34.
I mean, yeah, you got it. Somebody's gonna win the game. Somebody's gonna lose the games. The Pacers. The old Reggie Miller Pacers coming down.
The Malice. Hold on, wait. That Pacers team that was clicking. That absolutely had.
Malice in the Palace is 05.
Okay, so Malice in the Palace is 05.
Celtics. You already said Paul Pierce. You already said you're not impressed by Paul Pierce.
So I'm supposed to believe that Ron Artest, Reggie Miller, Ron Mercer, Al Harrington, who's a beast, by the way. I actually got a chance to meet him. He's pretty cool. Is not interested in basketball?
Fam, come on, dog.
Dog, they were interested in basketball.
Fam, come on, dog.
That
was come on, dog. Really?
No, dog, you're coming from somebody who was a Bulls fan and we sucked.
No, so at that point we sucked so bad I had no choice but to watch the rest of the league. It was unbearable to watch the Bulls. Where the Bulls at? 30 and 52.
30 and 50. Hey, listen.
At that point, you went into every game just like maybe.
The Kings were a good team to watch because they had Jason Williams, Chris Webber, Doug Christie, White. I always say Jason Williams, White Shark. Then they traded him for Mike Bibby.
Yep.
I could tell you without looking.
The Kings were the most interesting team of that era.
Hold on, no. Hold on, wait. I got you coming and going. Nobody's gonna remember that Daryl Armstrong had it clicking for a good minute with Tracy McGrady, Horace Grant, Grant Hill.
But look what you just said. Nobody's gonna remember.
Yes, because most of the people that do remember are older than us, and then the ones that are younger than us weren't paying attention.
Even the older people in the chat were like, "Yeah, that was not entertaining."
It was a hard time to watch because they're coming off of the allure of Jordan. Like anything is hard to watch off the allure of Jordan. Like I just saw the greatest person to ever play basketball. Now he's in his twilight years, and now I have to find the next thing.
You got to understand, for hardcore basketball fans, most of them hate Jordan. There's not many Knicks fans that like Jordan.
Yes, I mean, there's not many Knicks fans in Chicago, period. So
well, I'm saying in Chicago is different, but like if I'm talking
New Jersey wasn't a good team to watch with Jason Kidd
and
Vince Carter.
Yeah, no, that was a good team. But
Kerry Kittles.
Yeah, hey, listen.
But are y'all crazy?
You see where you're at though? You're at the top of the Eastern Conference. You're talking about the top two. You see where you're at with the Kings, that Kings team, the top of the Western Conference.
Dog, I can make the same statement about the league 4 years ago as I would about this league now that we're evaluating.
About the league 4 years ago? I would say I would agree with you. You know why? Because I think basketball got stagnant because we saw two teams that super loaded up and the rest of the league couldn't compete. I would agree with you. You saw Golden State and you saw Cleveland load up, and the rest of the NBA couldn't compete.
I was supposed to believe that Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, Page, like no, Rajah Bell, I'm supposed to believe that that's not interested basketball. Like y'all realize that Steve Nash and Dirk
bro,
Nowitzki had
bro,
one of the best offensively rated teams in the history of the NBA
fam,
during that
fam,
time.
fam.
Like, here's the
Muggs,
difference:
Muggs ain't never
real
watched.
basketball fan, pretenders. Like, I'm not a real football fan. I
Muggs
can
ain't.
give you that.
Mugs
I'm
ain't.
not gonna hold it. I'm not gonna hold
Muggs
a
ain't
flame to
never
that
watched
candle.
Dallas.
But basketball, shoot, that was actually good. That's good basketball, dog.
Even
Like,
so, even so, think about the names you're naming. You're talking about stars. I said the stars were entertaining, and that's it.
okay, I named the stars on Dallas, but I mean they had Michael Finley.
But you looking
They
at it
also
right
had Nick Van.
now. You're looking at it.
No, I'm looking at it just to make the point. But like, I don't remember. I don't know everyone on the roster right now. That doesn't mean that makes sure that that don't mean that they're
But you
not
know,
good. I don't know everyone on the Bulls
you
rosters. That don't
you
mean that they're
know
not
more
good.
role players right now.
I don't know
That's what I'm.
everyone. You're asking me to remember everyone on the roster
No, no,
at a
no,
time
not
where I
not
was
not
11
at
years
all.
old.
What I'm saying is that if it
Make
wasn't
it
a
make sense, bro.
if it wasn't a star, we didn't pay attention.
Dog, you
If
don't
a
pay
team
attention
did,
to any team without a star now. You're
yeah,
not saying
but
anything,
the
but
but
there
the
were stars
league,
that spread out throughout the league. It did.
and that's why this year's basketball is more entertaining
Okay,
because
I
there's
can.
stars spread throughout the league.
But back in the early 2000s, there were stars spread throughout the league, and some of those teams had two or more on the same team. It was
Mm,
just the post Jordan era.
yeah, yeah, it's weak. It's whack.
Is Steve Nash and
It's
Dirk
whack.
Nowitzki not two stars on the same team?
They are, but it's whack. It was
Is
whack.
is
It was
is
whack to
Ron
watch.
Artest and Reggie Miller not two
It,
stars on the same team?
it was whack to watch. It
Were the
was.
Nets with Jason Kidd, Keon Martin, Vince Carter not
You're
stars on the
still
same team?
you realize you're still talking about the top four teams in both divisions, or the top two teams in both divisions.
You do realize that I can name stars on almost every team until we get to the bottom three in the division, right?
That's
Like,
fine.
someone has to play. I mean, they have to play.
Hey,
Someone
listen,
has to win.
hey,
Someone
listen,
has to
hey,
lose.
listen. You can argue it. I'm telling you, I wasn't entertained. It wasn't entertaining.
I got you. I don't see how the era in which Kobe,
2000 to 2007.
Iverson,
Man.
Shaq, and all
Hey,
of them
listen.
take over
But
is
those are your stuff. Those that was entertaining. Shaq and Kobe, absolutely entertaining. But when I'm watching Shaq and Kobe play the Indiana Pacers, yeah, all right, y'all gonna dominate these mugs.
but they didn't. They actually had to play them and actually compete. We wouldn't even talk about the Trailblazers who had Sabonis, Pippen. They had to compete against the Lakers. Like, it was not the Bulls, but it's not the Bulls. It's not the Jordan area, but it was good basketball. Smitty still doing the Smitty. Like, I mean, it's called the Smitty for a reason because he used
Man,
to get niggas with it. I
it was
mean, I
whack.
sorry about that.
It was whack.
Uh,
It was great. And listen, it was great when you saw AI make it to the NBA Finals and do what he did, and then get whooped because he didn't have a team with him.
uh, AI is the outlier. I give you that. AI is probably like the
It was
Trey
it,
Young
it was great
of the
seeing.
of the
It
of
was
the
great
of the
seeing Shaq
bunch.
and Kobe. It was great seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like those.
Is Gracie and Shaq and Kobe, the Lakers, David Robinson and Tim Duncan, Spurs.
No,
I
Robinson
mean,
was gone by that point already. But early 2000s
no, David Robinson was still on that team in 2003.
on the 2003 Spurs.
Look it up.
When did David Robinson retire?
2003. I mean, I mean,
Nah, it was okay. I'm cool.
Orlando was still good to
And I
watch.
didn't do nothing but watch basketball because it was all that was on late on ESPN.
Orlando was good to watch. Heck, we didn't even mention Detroit this whole time, and they won the chip and ran the ECF for 4 years. They were the team to beat for 4 years.
Oh, they were.
Dog, that's a weird hill to die on.
Hey, listen,
Hey,
I'm
you know
telling
what? That's why you die on that bad boy alone.
you. Hey, that's
I'm
why I'm
not
on it
dying.
alone. That's why I'm on it alone. Actually, there's a lot of people in the chat that are on it with me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of people in that chat on there too. I start naming teams. They're like, "Oh, hold on,
you know what?
hold on."
It's just to me. It's like you knew what it was gonna be. You knew it was gonna be Detroit. You knew it was gonna be. Ricky says a Detroit native. They were boring.
Hey, Spurs were
Hey,
born. You knew what you was getting.
The Spurs. You know what? That's probably why though, because the Spurs in Detroit ran the league during that whole time, and the best teams were absolutely boring.
Hey, but the question is, because the statement was, it was a bunch of scrubs, a bunch of people who couldn't play outside the
Oh,
stars.
I said it was stars and a bunch of role players.
All right, so let me ask you this:
that were man.
Hey,
You
but
can't tell me the drop offs wasn't crazy.
Detroit from top to bottom had people who could hoop. Spurs top to bottom had people who can. They have a system. It was a plug and play system, top to bottom. The Kings was loaded, top to bottom.
Well, the Kings, it didn't matter. They was gonna lose anyway. As always.
Hey, listen. What Jay Chris say?
Pimp changed my mind, can't lie. Hey, look, he's making a heck of an argument. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Rockets had Yao and Trey. Listen, you named the early 2000s. You forgot Tracy McGrady started on Orlando, got his whole claim to fame there with that team. Went to the Rockets with Yao, had Yao, Tracy McGrady, and Marbury was there. No, Stevie Francis. Steve Francis was there.
Yeah.
This nigga.
Hey, I'd rather watch what we got now.
And we got a ref that went to jail. Man, the 2000s was lit.
I'd rather watch what we have now.
I mean, I'd rather watch what we have now too, because it's probably the most balanced we've ever seen the league, right? So that's an unfair thing, because top to bottom, if you lose 2 games, you're gonna sneeze and be out the playoffs. Like, we've never seen it that
different than back then.
No, it was different because the Bulls ain't have a chance, and ooh, I'm trying to be a better guy. Bulls ain't have a chance. So,
well, I'm not just talking about the Bulls, because listen, the thing is, like, the NBA was so, like, the Bulls were so bad, you had no choice but to watch other teams. Like, it was bad basketball. It was like, oh man, Tim Floyd really is a bad coach. Like, it's not getting better. So like that part to me didn't. The Bulls meant nothing to me at that point. But
heck,
like,
if you old enough, the
Nets
Bucks had it. The
was
Bucks had it rocking.
The Nets.
Ray Allen had his own theme song.
Hey, listen,
the man had a movie with Denzel. Are we talking about the early 2000s?
I'll say this. The NBA did a great job of promoting their stars. They really did.
Hey, you want to know how I know that that's cap? Latrell Sprewell was still clicking early 2000s. We was wearing Dadas with the spinning wheel on the shoe.
Hey, listen. This is. I'll say this. The Bucks.
God, that's good.
The Bucks. If you talking about,
he tried not to laugh because he know. He know. Hey, Dada had a whole shoe line with a spinning shoe.
Hey, the Bucks. If we talking about that and teams like that, the NBA did an excellent job of promoting their stars, because we knew stars from every team, like you just named them.
Hey, if that ain't the most nigger shoe.
Hey, that was wild, dog.
We had the rim still spinning shoe.
Hey, Ricky said you was wearing them Dadas. Don't say we.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. My mom's an OG. My moms will literally say, "Hey, listen, somebody ain't getting paid, but my kid ain't wearing no Payless, and he ain't wearing no nothing but mics." I got pictures from early days and mics.
My mom absolutely had me in Payless, like, run up and down the aisle, see how them feel on your feet.
My mom got a story to this day.
3 weeks, boy. My mom's wasn't playing nothing with that. She said, I will not pay more than $30 for a shoe.
To this day, my mom would tell this story. It's the funniest story ever. We go to the shoe store, and we were at Forest City Mall. And you know, Forest City would have Payless or whatever across from like Nike or whatever. And so she's taking me into Nike, into Foot Locker, to get these mics. And I see some light up shoes across the way. and I run over to the Payless. Now my mom's been in a wheelchair. She got shot in the chest. It's a whole different story. So my mom literally has to roll over there, grab me, and drag me back to the to the Foot Locker. She say, "Why don't you want these shoes?" I was like, "I want the light up shoes." And she had a whole fit in the middle of the mall because I wanted these light up Spider-Man shoes. I'd never forget it. She took a picture of them light up Spider-Man shoes, and she was like, "I ain't never been so embarrassed in my life." My mom was a young mom, whatever, but she was like, "My kid gotta have some Jordans," because she felt like she had to have some Jordans. That's all I gotta say. My mom had a fit.
Hey, I
I
wish. I still don't own a pair of Jordans. Never have.
I'm
I
gonna
would
get you a gift,
I
dog. I'm
would
gonna get you some
absolutely.
Jordans.
And at the point when I finally got, hey Steve-O, can we trade moms? He funny as that. At the point when I finally got to the point where I could have afforded mics on my own, I was like, I'd rather have game systems. And now that I'm at the point where I still can afford mics, I'm like, I'd rather have a new microphone. I'd rather like Jordans. I love the player. The shoes look great. But especially when Muggs be out here talking about a new shoe drop, and then the next day you see 500 black dudes all with gray sneakers on, and I just just be looking at me like y'all look like some fools.
As I've gotten
Y'all look
older,
like y'all in a cult.
yeah, as I've gotten older, I have to say this. I don't like wearing a shoe that everybody else got on.
Dog.
And then the shoes that I really like, the bots be getting you, boy. Them shoes sell out so fast and they resell for like $300 more. I'm not finna pay $550 for these shoes
Bro,
every time. I'm gonna
I
just
ain't
go
seen
ahead and just grown man it out because I'm not gonna do that.
I ain't seen a pair of Jordans in a regular store that I'm just gonna walk out and rock. Like I guess maybe the ones. Is that the ones he wore when he first came to the league?
Yeah, the Jordan ones is classic. You always get a pair of those.
Maybe them. I don't even know where to look for them. I assume Foot Locker, but like they always, when I go in there, because Jordan ones don't got the Jordan logo on them, right? It's the Nike logo, ain't it?
It's the Nike logo, but it got the Air Jordan on the
Whatever
upper.
it is. Hey, I'm dead set. Like it cracks me up, dog. It cracks me up. Like Muzz, and I look at my brother, and he's such a shoe head, and I'm just like, fam, like that's bogus as heck. My mom wasn't going. My mom had me in the finest of Starberries. The finest of Starberries.
Man, listen, I
Boy, who and then what was it? It was Starberries, and then was it Ray for Austin? Came out who
and ones.
came out with proteges.
First of all, did you just say Ray for Austin?
I think Ray for Austin had them.
Dog, Ray for Austin was part of the and one crew, which and one had a shoe that back in the day that was hot. I had a couple of those. I ain't gonna lie.
Hold up. Who made proteges, bro? I ain't never had some nice shoes.
No,
Yeah.
I feel sorry for you, dog.
Hey,
We gotta get Maya on the line. Like, hey, we gotta get past some shoes.
hey, you know what? I can't say that. I can't say I've never had nice shoes. Proteges actually were nice looking shoes, but they were
Oh God, I
not
don't even know
Jordan.
what you're talking about.
I'm trying to see oof, that's not a good picture. I'm trying to see the dude that made them. I don't even know nobody that made them. Now they was some nice looking shoes, but they was they was definitely not from Foot Locker. They were a Kmart special, my boy.
Al Harrington?
Al Harrington. Al Harrington, dog. I was rocking the Al Harrington sevens out here.
Yeah,
Oh,
nah, dog.
hey, that's the life I live, my boy.
No, dog.
It just feel bad for me.
No, dog. What the heck is going
I had
on? I
shoes.
mean, I saw one pair that looked fly, but I was like, no.
I had shoes on my feet, and I doggone learned how to roast, so it worked out. Look, y'all remember the break the rim Shack Attack specials? Yeah, I do.
Like, dog, Shaq's first pair was actually nice before he went to the Walmart route. Them Shaqs actually used to sell they classics.
well, they was $20, so you know what I'm saying
No, his first pair won $20.
no, you talking about when he was with Reebok.
Yeah, they won $20.
Yeah, no, when he was with Reebok,
The
that's the
Shaq
whole point.
Gnosis.
Yeah, that's the whole point that why he made his own shoe and
Oh
why he
yeah,
made
I
it
get it.
$20.
Hey, the best shoe to me from that era, everybody gonna say it's the foams. I think the foams are ugly, to be honest with you.
I don't know what that is. Just love his face. We gonna really have a shoe conversation right now. I know what it is.
I remember the first time I went to the store.
Griffin rose up on him like that.
My mom used to take me to the store to get you, and then it got to the point where once I got big enough where I had to get the men's shoe, like I had this big growth spurt, then I just stopped growing. So I was like the biggest kid in class for like 5 years. She was like, "Yeah, I can't afford these no more." so she got me some Scottie Pippens when the Pippens came out. I hated that shoe. Man, I can't even find that shoe anymore. And that shoe is actually a classic. Like, I wish I had that shoe now. Like, what was it? The one with the air on the side? Those are Pippens, right? Yeah, those are Pippens.
Only shoes I remember from back in the day was the ones that you had to pump up because we really thought that you could
like
jump higher with them. We really thought Muzz could jump higher with them.
He said, "Not gonna disrespect the foam." Hey, the foams got better over time, but the initial foams and the initial Penny shoes was horrible. Like Penny's first couple of shoes was horrible, just like Kobe's first couple of shoes was horrible.
Well, I'll let y'all have that conversation on a whole different
man.
platform, man. I appreciate y'all for sticking around. We gave y'all a little bit of extra time today, extra 20 minutes today. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the heck we was talking about for the last 20 minutes. Just mostly just bad basketball and doggone shoes that I wore. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. It's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P.kidd. Ayo, Chicago, a world. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Enjoy y'all day. Peace.